Okay.
I think we'll just move straight to the first presentation today, and we'll be having Olam Agric Nigeria come up to present to us what they have got in store. Please, let's put our hands together. Let's cheer them up. Let's appreciate Olam Agric Nigeria as they come up stage.
Good morning, everyone. Great farmers, no farmers. Once again, good morning. My name is Chibuzo Eze. I'm Zonal Sales Manager with IFE, which stands for Integrated Feed and Protein. It's a subsidiary of Olam Agri. And I'm the Zonal Sales Manager. With me here is the head of sales for OHL, which is Olam Hatchery, Mr. Shegun, who will be presenting with me. I'm also here with Baba Wale, who is the regional manager for Southwest 2. I also have a Bamidele, regional manager for Southwest 1 Poultry Feed. I have Lawale. Lawale is our regional manager for Fish Feed. And I also have Olamide, who is our area sales manager. And most importantly, the lady among us is Patricia. He is from the HR and communication department. Thank you. Before I proceed with the presentation, I would like us to do a short clip of our product. So, operator, can you please play the short clip so that they will see what we do?
This shortfall is largely driven by limited availability and high cost of protein-rich food. To consider these stock comparisons, Nigerians consume less than a quarter of the 63 kg global average for meat, 70 eggs per year compared to the global average of 160, and fish intake of 10 kg per year falls short of half the global average of 20.3 kg. Compounding these issues, a whopping 70% of the fish consumed in Nigeria is imported, costing the nation over $1 billion annually. To meet the protein demand of the growing Nigerian population, our livestock sector must grow significantly in the coming years. Improved availability of quality and affordable feed is necessary for livestock industry growth, and Olam Agri's integrated feed and protein business was established in 2017 with this vision of ensuring protein sufficiency for the country. The integrated feeds and protein business of Olam Agri is engaged in manufacturing feeds for poultry and fish, along with the breeder farm and hatchery operation producing day-old chicks for Nigerian poultry farmers. We are the market leaders in the feed industry with 3 state-of-the-art plants in Ilorin and Kaduna with a combined capacity that can produce 650,000 metric tons of poultry feed and 150,000 metric tons of fish feed annually. Our vast network of over 300 distributors delivers high-quality feed and day-old chicks to 50,000 poultry farmers and fish feed to over 10,000 fish farmers. We go a step further, supporting their success with a team of more than 800 veterinarians and aqua technical specialists. Our poultry food brands, Chicken, Ultima, and Ultima Plus, adhere to global standards, ensuring safety and quality. We've introduced innovations like heat-treated mash and validated feeds, enhancing microbial safety. Addressing the shortage of quality day-old chicks, our Kaduna facility, the only major hatchery in northern Nigeria, produces around 36 million day-old chicks annually. Within a short span of 6 years, we have been able to significantly impact the livestock sector. We transformed the broiler feed market, taking it from less than 400,000 metric tons in 2017 to nearly 1 million metric tons today, claiming a commanding 45% market share. Our broiler feed is set to grow more than 100 million broilers yearly. We are the #1 day-old chick provider in Nigeria. Every 1 out of 5 consumed is produced from all hatcheries. Our impact doesn't end there. Our layer feed is used in the production of more than 1.2 billion eggs a year. That's over 3.2 million every single day. Similar to our transformative impact within the poultry industry, we have catalyzed the near tripling of the catfish sector in the last 7 years of operation. Our facility in Ilorin has significantly increased Nigeria's feed milling capacity, thereby reducing reliance on imports. Every 1 out of 2 catfish consumed in Nigeria are nourished by one of our catfish feed brands, Poultry, Aquarius, Ecofoods, and Alpha Foods. While working to develop the livestock sector in the country, we play a significant role in several other value chains. We are the largest procurers of corn, soybean meal, groundnut cake, wheat, and rice bran, among others. Our robust global supply chain secures imported animal proteins, vitamins, and additives from over 50 countries, ensuring high quality at optimal pricing. To ensure continuous soybean meal we are commissioning the largest and most sophisticated 1,000 tons per day soya crushing facility. An important aspect of the project will be driving the soybean.
Okay, thank you. So, like I said earlier, I'm from the IFP, Integrated Feed and Protein. In Olam Agri, the IFP, we have 3 business categories, which is the animal feed, which is the same as the poultry feed, the aqua feed, which is the fish feed, and the animal protein, which is also which is in charge of DOC production. So Olam Agri or Olam has been in Nigeria for some time. However, we ventured into the feed business in 2017, and currently we have our plants in Kaduna and Ilorin with a combined capacity of 800,000 metric tons annually. For the poultry feeds, the capacity is an average of 660,000 metric tons annually, while the aqua feed is average of 150,000 metric tons annually. Then for the DOC, we produce average of 36 million DOCs annually. Now, it is also of interest to know that Olam is leader in the 3 categories in Nigeria. When it comes to feed production, poultry feed production, we are number 1 in Nigeria in terms of capacity. If you come to fish feed, we are equally number 1, and same with the DOC. So, just the overview of the Nigeria livestock potential. Before Olam came into the feed industry, the large proportion of poultry meats consumed were either imported or smuggled into Nigeria. And of course, you can agree with me that before we started our production, the price of feed was very high. That is when you compare it with the current exchange rates. There is equally shortage of good quality DOCs that is being produced in Nigeria before we ventured into DOC production. Again, the farmers were not able to compete and make profit because the smuggled frozen chicken was far cheaper than cow production. So it was a big challenge for the local farmers to produce and make profit. And again, the more than 95% of the chicken being consumed in Nigeria were either smuggled or imported. And the farming practices then was too poor. We don't have any advanced farming practices before we ventured into the market. Currently, Nigeria is over 220 million people in population. We have an annual growth rate of average of 2.4%. And the Nigerian population is protein deficient, meaning that we don't have enough supply of protein to the Nigerian populace. Now, the FAO, the Food and Agriculture Organization, recommends a minimum per capita daily protein intake of 53.8 grams with a global average being 60 grams. That means the global average is higher than FAO recommendation. But unfortunately in Nigeria, the consumption is lower than both the global average and the FAO recommendation, just 45.5 grams. When we talk about egg consumption, the average egg consumption for Nigerians currently is 70 eggs per day, as against 161 egg being consumed on average globally, meaning that Nigerian egg consumption is even half of the global average. Now, fish protein constitutes about 40% of protein intake in Nigeria. And the per capita consumption is 13.3 kilogram per annum versus global average of 20.3 kilogram per annum. That means Nigeria is quite deficient in fish consumption. Okay. Now, our achievements so far. Now, we have contributed in improving the health and nutrition of Nigerians by driving local protein production. So I think you should give us a clap for that. Now, currently, Ogun broiler feed helps to grow more than $100 million yearly for the Nigerian population. So the feed that is coming from the Ogun plant is feeding minimum of 1 million broilers annually in Nigeria. And Ogun have transformed the broiler feed market. Before we came to the market, the feed market for broiler is about 400,000 metric tons that is produced to over 1 million metric tons. And this is attributed to the impact of Ogun in the market. And also, for every one broiler being consumed is coming from our hatchery. So it means that Ogun is producing the 1/5 of DOC of broiler in Nigeria. Meaning we are number one DOC provider in Nigeria. Now, our layer feed is used to produce more than 1.2 billion eggs a year. And that is more than 3.2 million eggs per day. For the layer category, so for the layer segment, the layer feed segment, we are number 3 in that position. However, for the broiler feed segment, we are number 1 in Nigeria. Now, it's also of good to know that every one of catfish consumed has been nourished by using Ogun aqua feeds. For the fishermen that are here, you can agree with me that Ogun feed feeds more than half of catfish being produced in Nigeria. That is a huge impact to the Nigerian economy. And I think you should also clap for Ogun for that as well. Thank you. Now, we have equally doubled the catfish production from 75,000 metric tons in 2017 to over 150,000 tons currently. That is more than 50% market share. That is a huge one. Okay, so for our poultry, like I said earlier, we have our plant in Kaduna. We also have in Ilorin with a combined capacity for poultry of over 660,000 metric tons. And we source our ingredients both locally and internationally, thereby empowering Nigerian crop farmers. Now, our poultry feed brands, we have 3 brands in poultry feed, which is the Chicken, the Ultima, and the Ultima Plus. And they are all fortified with amino acids, vitamins, minerals, and the global sourced feed additives. In our production, we prioritize quality and safety, being the first to introduce heat-treated mash and pelleted feeds to Nigeria, ensuring high microbial safety. So one thing good about using Ogun feed is that you are ensured that you're feeding your birds with healthy feed. You spend less on medication, and because your birds are not going to come down with diseases. Now, most of the feed you see in Nigeria today are not heat-treated, so they are prone to microbial infections. So, but if you're using Ogun feed, you ensure that you're protecting your birds from infection, and you spend less on medication. Now, our poultry feed brands are available, of course, in 25 kg, and we have both mash and pellet form. Now, for the broiler feed brands, We have 3 brands in broiler feed. The top of them all is the Ultima Plus. These are for farmers who want to produce, who want to bring their birds to table size within a short period. The Super Premium. We also have the Ultima, which is equally the Premium, and the Chicken Mass for those that are price sensitive. All of them, whichever one you goes for, they are of high quality and they will give you what you want. Like I said earlier, we have them, for this product category, we have the Super Starter, Starter, and Finisher. And we have them both in mash and in pellet form. Now for the layer, before now, we had only one brand of layer feed, which is the Chicken. But recently we introduced the Premium brand, which is the Ultima. And again, currently we also introduce another economy brand called the Eco Layer. These are for farms that are price sensitive. And the good thing is that for each of the layer feed you use, you are sure of getting maximum production. For the Ultima Premium, you are not going to get anything less than 90 to 95% reproduction. For the Ultima, for the Chicken, you are sure of getting an average of 85% and above. While for our Eco Layer, you're also going to get between 75 to 80%, depending on your management practices and other factors like the health of the birds and the quality of your layers. Now for the fish feed, we have 4 brands in our fish feed category. The top of them are being the Aqualis, which is the Super Premium. We also have the Blue Crown, which is the Premium, and the Eco Floats and the Alpha Plus, which are the economy brands. So this, depending on whichever one you want, they're all of good quality and they will give you what you want. Now, Alpha Plus used to be alpha feed and there used to be a sinking feed. But because of the clamor by the farmers that they want a floating feed that is of economy price, we have to upgrade the alpha feed to a floating feed. So currently the alpha feed that used to be sinking is now, you're sure of a floating of about 80 to 90%, while the Aqualis, Blue Crown, and Eco Float are all floating feed 100%. We equally have the starter feed for Aqualis ration. Of course, you know that before now, 100% of the starter feed in fish feed are all imported because no Nigerian company has ever dared to produce the starter feed because of the technicalities involved. In fact, those who have tried this in the past had to stop because of the complications. But Olam is the only Nigerian company that is producing starter fish feed in Nigeria. And for those that are using it can testify that it performs even much better than those imported feed with a very good pricing. So please help clap Olam for this, please. Thank you. For the Aqualis brand, we are ensure of 1 to 1.1 FCR, which means that for every 1 kg to 1.1 kg of feed you give to your fish, you're going to get 1 kg of flesh. That means there's no wastage for Aqualis. For the Blue Crown, equally similar, the same FCR. Now for the Eco Float, which is the economy brand of the floating feed, you are sure of getting 1.35 to 1.45 FCR, meaning that for every 1.35 to 1.45 kg of feed you give to your fish, you're going to get 1 kg of flesh. So despite being an economy brand, you're still getting a premium value. So please clap for Olam as well for this. Now I've spoken about the Alpha Plus. This used to be a sinking feed, but currently is now a floating feed at economy price. I would like to invite Shegun, my colleague from OHL, to speak on hatchery, the DOC part. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chuzo. Okay. Good morning once again, everybody. My name is Shegun Popola. As he introduced, the sales head for the hatchery. So basically, I'm not going to waste time. They've given me paper. Our hatchery produce about 36 to 40 million. That's the capacity of the hatchery. And currently, we are trying our best to ensure that we fill in the gap within the country's DOC production space. Nigeria, generally for the past 2 or 3 years, is producing about 180 to 200 million chicks per annum. So we are taking that small share out of it in the market. Currently, we do just broiler. Before now, we started with both pullet, cockerel, and broiler. But since 2022, we've actually concentrated purely on broiler. We hope that sometimes in 2026, we will reintroduce the layer. We've taken a lot of requests and feedbacks from the market to know that there's a space that needs to be filled in that place. Our objective really is to ensure that every farmer has access to what their needs are as per the entire poultry value chain. And that's why we start from the feed, now to the hatchery, another step we're doing. For those of us in the Southwest, you might not feel the presence of our product as much in terms of the chicks because of the proximity and cost. So most times, just imagine that with my colleagues in the Southwest, we sell at the same price. By the time you add the price of logistics to bring it down to Ibadan, Lagos, Abeokuta, it adds to the cost. That's why you've not really been seeing it. But despite that, we have farms around here in Oyo, in Ogun, in parts of Lagos, who strictly request for that, and they still carry that cost because of the quality of the chicks. So I'm not going to belabor you about quality, about this and that. We are here to ensure that we satisfy you as much as our capacity can take, and even you are allowed to stretch us beyond so we can always do better and be there for you, our farmers. At the end of the day, everybody needs to be happy. The producers, the seller, the farmer in production, and the consumer who is going to eat the product that we are all producing. I see a lot of people come into the, how do you call it now, the upstream. That's the production of feed, production of DOC, production of medication, and so on. But we have very limited people at the consumption side of it. If we don't open that clog, all of us will clog the pipe. So I think that's another place where we need to channel some energy as an industry or as a player in the industry, so that at the end of the day, when we come in from top, the pipe keep flowing, and then we can continue to do the circles. We will not be doing this pattern of low season, down season, low season, down season, and then hatcheries lose a lot of money, feeds are not selling, and then all of a sudden everybody wants the same thing, you know, because it's not a tap. I've heard a lot of complaints since day before yesterday that our products are not available. They wanted this quantity, we are giving that quantity. All this happens because of how the industry currently works. And I have seriously and sincerely maintained that it's like that because we have followed the pattern. So it's time to distort it. Players like Olam and so many others within the industry, it's time for us to now come and ensure that we open up the consumption part. I tell you for free, the cost per kg of chicken is less than the cost per kg of beef. Probably less than cost per kg of some kind of fish also. So I keep asking, why are we not consuming? Right? Olam Hatchery is there to provide the chicks and ensure that our farmers have something they can rely on in terms of business. We support them with training and everything that they need as per what we can provide. And then everybody can all be happy. That's the whole essence of this. Thank you. I would like to take questions if there are. The MC is already on my neck. Any question? Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for them very well.
So please, we would like you to visit our stand to meet with our representatives and get all our contacts and know more about our product. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I love one smart thing they said, that will help the farmers and also for them that they'll be able to expand as much as their capacity can also take. And they said so many things. They've also agreed to the fact that people have challenged them they've not been able to meet up with the demands currently and all that. So I wouldn't know. Olam, are you aware that we want to have a summit at the beginning of next year to sort out these things? Poultry Nexus. That's strange. Almost every hatchery, feed producers and all that have been informed. We also announced it here yesterday. The game or the plan of the game is that by the last Wednesday of January, we can guarantee how we can spread the off-taking of these products throughout the entire year, right? When you're able to commit to that. We met with CHI, we met with AMO, Animal Care, so I'm surprised Olam is saying but please, somebody's already having that discussion with you. But it's going to be a summit where we'll deliberate and agree on the terms and move forward, because we don't want our farmers to keep struggling. Some people are booked now, and the earliest they can get DOC is April, May, June next year. I mean, it's unheard of. It means people are keeping bets that they ought not to keep. They are not so productive. They are no longer profitable. But if they sell them off, what will they be doing? And if they sell them off, they will spend the money for something else. So the farmers are struggling, to be able to stay profitable. So please keep the dates and let's be able to come together and have that discussion. CHI is coming up next, but before they come up, I want to quickly bring up Dutrion they have a discussion for us for about 10 minutes, then we'll take CHI right away. Dutrion, please.
Great farmers. My name is Mr. Kolawole Lowo. I'm the managing director of Dutron Resources Limited. Dutron is a brand of chlorine dioxide. Maybe you are seeing it for the very first time. It's in tablet form. It's an oxidizing agent. It's a disinfectant. Though it's a chlorine dioxide, but it's chlorine-free. It does not contain chlorine. The active ingredient is sodium chloride. These tablets can be dissolved to generate the active solution within 20 minutes. It is that solution you can apply in more than 100 different applications. Number one, to disinfect our drinking waters, both for human drinking, livestock, aquaculture, in agriculture generally, in industries where they use water. So apart from that, if you have drilled your borehole or well for more than 3 or 4 years, please carry out water analysis, particularly the microbia. They are likely to have E. coli, bacteria that are harmful. So you can use this product in your borehole without removing your pumping machine. You can also use it to disinfect your overhead tanks and the entire piping systems to kill pathogens in it, and also to remove slimes in your water lines. So it prevents slime and also removes slimes so that the nipple will not be getting blocked. So another interesting thing about this product is that it contains acidifiers. So when you add it at recommended dosage to the drinking water of your livestock, it helps improve the gut health. So they excrete less, they convert the feed better. They consume more water, which adds to variable to add to the additional weight, particularly for broilers. So you can also use it to disinfect your wool sheaves after spreading it in the brooding room before you stock, because your wool sheave might contain pathogens. They may have pathogens at the same time has odor that can cause cough and CRUD. Okay? When you use Dutron to disinfect before you stock, it takes care of those pathogens and also remove odor. So the pen will be odorless. So apart from that, the use of your antimicrobial drugs is going to be very, very reduced. And the quality of the chicks or the meat you are producing or the eggs will be of better quality. So when you are using this product for broiler, you hardly use antimicrobial drugs. And your birds will perform better. At 3 weeks, you will be getting around 850 gram, 1 kg for broilers. But we also have our program on how you are going to feed these broilers. So at the end of your production, at maturity time, where they're supposed to consume about 100 bags of feed, they will end up consuming about 85 bags. Because they convert it better, they consume more water, they get, you achieve the average weight at the earliest time. Like this video now, what we are doing here is to treat them of Newcastle. The first thing to do is to disinfect. When you disinfect, it kills the pathogens, the virus. So it's not harmful. You can spray them with while the feed is also there. So what it does that, once you complete that, you now apply this product at recommended dosage in their drinking water. You can add any of this antiviral drug and multivitamin. If it is Newcastle, within 72 hours, they will be fine. As soon as they start consuming the water, they'll be getting better. So if it is Gomboro, we will give you 48 hours. You won't see Gomboro infection in your farm. So most of our customers that are into broilers or they brood, we give them the guideline and how they can easily identify early symptoms of viral infection so that they can quickly combat them without losing a single bird. So this product, you can also use it, like here, what we are trying to achieve here is to disinfect because the flock they were having coryza. So we also use this during the treatment of coryza. So any infections that are caused by pathogens, so this product can be effectively used to combat it. You can combine it with drugs as well to make it more effective, but it must be used at recommended dosage. So you also use this product in aquaculture. So where you don't need to be running flow through or changing water for weeks. So it prevents odor, it prevents slimes, and the fishes, they grow faster. So we also use it in crops, plants, to aid seed germination, to prevent infection or treat fungal, bacterial, viral infection that affect vegetables on the field. So this product has been tested by the Federal Ministry of Water Resources in Nigeria and recommended for both municipal and household use. Like this is tomato viral infection. So people believe that it has no cure. So you can that they were wielding after 9 days what you achieve. So early symptoms of it is better. So originally what farmers normally do is to uproot one after the other. So, but with Dutron, it takes care of pathogens, infections. You can also use it against nematode in your soil. So, including bacterial weeds. You can use this for wastewater treatment that stinks, that have odor. You can use it maybe where you have dump that odors are emanating. The fecal matters of your birds from the farm where you dump them and a lot of odor. You can use this and spray it on it. Instantly, it takes away the odor. So the odor will only return when you pollute the place again. Otherwise, the odor will go off completely like that without returning back. So at this junction, I want to ask, is there anybody here that have used Dutron before? Anyone? Can you share your experience? What do you use it for? Broiler. So what was your experience? Mortality, the growth? Fantastic. Any other person? Broiler. Zero mortality. How was the growth? How was your profit? Better than what you used to do? How often do you use antibiotics with this during your broiler production? You didn't use very, very minimal. So it saves you a lot of cost on feed, on medication. It reduces your stress. You don't have confidence that when you go to a farm or you go to your pen, no disease can threaten you. Because we will teach you early symptoms of how some of this disease starts. So once you see the symptoms, you quickly know what to do. So not that, oh, I don't know what is happening in my pen, but then I get there in the morning. No. So our booth, if you need more information about this product, we are at booth N1. N1. N for Nigeria. N1. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dutrion, for that. Please visit them and get more information about what you need. Yesterday, we mentioned that for those who are farmers here but are not in any of the Poultry Association of Nigeria state chapters membership, please, if you need to sign up, you can go to D4 in the main marquee where we have the exhibitors behind. Sorry, what's the name of this first one in front when you enter now? Just opposite Animal Care. Yes, just you find a desk there for you to be able to register to become members of any of the Poultry Association of Nigeria state chapter. Please, can we have CHI Farms come up for their presentation? Please, let's put our hands together for them, please. Let's put our hands together.
Good morning, everybody. As you know, Chief Farms, we are into many parts. Anything that has to do with poultry, we are there. Be it vaccine, day old, poultry equipment, incubators, and others. So one of our partners will be coming up this morning. So it is one of the people who distribute their vaccines. So they have 2 presentations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Good to be here this morning. Okay. Yeah. Once again, good morning. My name is Nii Bankole, and I work for Zoetis. I happens to be a distributor in Nigeria. So I work as a technical manager for English-speaking West African countries. So this morning, I'll be talking on 2 of our key vaccines. Okay. Yeah, which is, the first one is Povac E. coli, the only live E. coli vaccine available globally. I'm sure some of you will be asking questions. Is this safe? Can I use it on my farm? But I can assure you this vaccine has been registered in Nigeria. We launched this vaccine during COVID, and we have sold extensively in Nigeria in layers and breeders and very few commercial broilers. But today I want to show you some of the wonderful results I got with commercial broiler. I will not go so deep into the objective, but we all know that commercial broiler, because of the short cycle, come down with a lot of problem, and then the farmer end up not getting the target weight. And we all know that FCR is very important. The more they stay, the more they eat, the less the profit is. So for now, I'm unable to mention the name of this experimental site because I need to protect the data of the farmer, but I can share with us. So I read this publication before I did this in Nigeria, and I saw the good result that it got. But one of the things we need to know is the fact that we need to improve livability, we need to improve the FCR and the weight gain, and at the same time, antibiotics is becoming something obsolete because in the nearest future, people will be clamoring for food safety, which antibiotics will not be, allowed in our meat again. There are a lot of noise about antibiotics. So what are the alternatives? Vaccine is one of such alternatives. So on this farm, we were able to vaccinate on day 11 for some reasons that I will mention maybe to individuals that will approach me for this. But you can see house 10 that was vaccinated had the better body weight. And at the same time, the average daily weight gain in house 10, which is the red line, seems to be seems to be better than the other houses. And that tells us that the vaccine gave a better response. Now, I got this result for 2 consecutive cycles. So not just a single cycle of broiler production. Again, if we look at the cumulative mortality, at the beginning, all the houses had somewhat very close mortality. In fact, the house 10 was among the highest mortality. But by the end of the cycle, the house 10 had one of the lowest mortality. And we all know that between week 3 to week 6, a lot of mortality used to occur on our broiler production. Then, if we look at the sampling dates, those are the dates they measured and did all the parameters on the farm. We find out that House 10 had lower mortality from like day 20. Remember, we vaccinated on day 11. But from like day 20, House 10 kept the lowest sheet when it comes to mortality. Now, at a point in time, I looked at the FCR. And you can see the FCR for House 10 on this particular day was around 1.5. And then some houses are having like 1.6. And you can see the difference. For broiler farmers, I'm sure we know the implication of this for meeting our weight and incurring more costs on feed. So these are some of the effects that the vaccine can give you in commercial broilers. Now, this vaccine is also good in layers. The reason why we chose broiler for this experiment is whatever you can see in broiler in 6 weeks, you can see it in pullet. They give us the opportunity of seeing, the benefit in a short period of time. So I did a model because in Nigeria, farmers will always use antibiotics to brood. And then because this is a live bacterial vaccine, you cannot vaccinate day one like they do in Europe or in the US. If you try it in Nigeria, antibiotics will destroy the vaccine. So you need to wait for antibiotics period to be over, observe the withdrawal period before you vaccinate. And that was why we chose day 11. But I did this modeling using some statistical tools to say, okay, what if we are able to vaccinate at day one? We can see all the dotted lines are below. So we are talking about body weight, or let me say, yes, FCR. That means if we vaccinate at day one, we will have had lower FCR. If we had vaccinated at day one, the daily growth, average daily growth will have been higher. And then the mortality will have been lower. And from that modeling, we could have had approximately 1.5% gain in body weight, 2% better FCR than what we had, and then 10% lower mortality approximately if we have been able to vaccinate at day one. So, like I said, this vaccine has been used extensively in a lot of breeder farms in Nigeria and some commercial farms, but there are more opportunity for farmers to explore from this vaccine in commercial broilers, especially with reference to the future of antimicrobial usage in Nigeria, which globally is becoming something that is no longer fashionable. So for layers, with the use of this vaccine, you start to keep more birds. That means your mortality will drop. So if you have been having, let's say, 7% mortality by the end of a layer cycle, this vaccine can drop your mortality by up to 3%. So which means if 3% more of your birds survive, you've had more eggs. And then you have more spent layers to sell at the end of the cycle. And if you look at the cost of vaccination versus the benefits, then it outweighs the cost of vaccination. So I think that's all I have on Poultry E. coli. The next presentation, please. Why do we give this vaccine, immune complex? It's also a live vaccine, but being, together with some proteins that's able to protect this vaccine. So why do we give it? Maternal antibody is of good opportunity and at the same time a challenge to vaccination, because this is the antibody that protects the chicks against Gumboro for the first few days of life. And it is this same antibody that has rendered a lot of our vaccination to be failed. Most of the vaccines that we use are not bad, they are good. But when you don't time your vaccination properly, this same antibody that you have in these chicks will be the one to destroy the vaccine. And then they obtain it from the parent stock, which is normal. So when you have chicks at day one, the maternal antibody is very high. Let's assume this is day one. It's very high. But as they grow older, it keeps dropping. Then it drops to a point where we call breakthrough point. Now, this breakthrough point varies for different vaccines. If you have intermediate plus, the breakthrough point is lower, intermediate is lower, intermediate plus is a bit higher, intermediate plus plus is higher. So, the hotter the vaccine, the higher the breakthrough point. But how do we know all these things? Because a lot of us don't have access to laboratories, or maybe we are not used to it. So most of our vaccination has been done at the wrong time. And then the maternal antibody has destroyed the vaccine and then rendered our flock, open for Gumboro virus. So in most cases, when you say, yes, I vaccinated some days ago, I had an outbreak today, the vaccine is not good. No, I don't agree, because a lot of these companies put a lot of effort into their vaccine. Majority of such cases are based on the wrong timing of vaccination. And we all know that when we take chicks from the hatchery, our chicks are coming from, eggs from different PS stocks, carrying different level of maternal antibody. In such case, what you see is you have 40% mortality, 50% mortality. That is based on the variation of the maternal antibody. So, the solution to this is immunocomplex vaccine. It's immunocomplex vaccine. So, how is this vaccine able to cover this gap? Now, this is maternal antibody. The chicks are dropping the level of maternal antibody that they carry. But if you give immune complex to these chicks, it stays in their system because it is covered. It's not being destroyed by this maternal antibody. It is there waiting until the maternal antibody drops to a level that is suitable for these chicks. Then the vaccine comes out and starts to offer protection without leaving any gap for infection. Let me see if I have something better. Okay, so this is what happened in most cases. The chicks, the antibody is dropping, it drops to this level, and then if you don't vaccinate at this point, all the gap you see here, these are the number of days that the birds are left unprotected in the normal vaccine that we used before. Because if you before the vaccine begins to offer its own protection, there's a gap, and within that gap, Gumboro virus can. But with immune complex, it doesn't leave that gap. You can see, because the vaccine is in the system. So even if you have chicks from different flocks together with varying level of maternal antibody, this is like an individual solution. Once injected, it's in the system, and the day the antibody drops to a suitable level, the vaccine comes out and begin to offer protection without any gap. So this is a broiler specific vaccine in that we just registered in Nigeria. The name is Borsaplex, but for commercial layout, which is Magniplex, that is not available for now. But this Borsaplex is available, a broiler vaccine given in the hatchery. But for E. coli, that can be given to all classes of birds, depending on the type of operation. Thank you very much.
I don't know if there are questions in the absence for the Soetis vaccine. Is there any question before we go to the last presentation? If there is none, Dr. Joyce, please come and continue with the next presentation.
Thank you, sir. Great farmers,
Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to be here this morning. Dr. Sunday, thank you for granting me this opportunity. So quickly, I just want to run through Chief Farm's product profile. As a company, a member of TGI Group, we are aimed to solving problems, especially solving farmers' problems. We have learned over time from our own problems, our own troubles. But there's a saying that says, you learn from your own mistake. But it is wiser now to say you learn from other people's mistake. Isn't it? Isn't it? Yes. So we have made a lot of mistakes as chief farms, and we don't want you to also make that same mistake because our focus is sustainability. If we keep making mistakes, we deplete the natural resources for the future generation. So we don't want you to make those mistakes. So we just really want to run through our product profile so that you know all those things that will deliver solutions to your problem. Next slide, please. Okay? So, yeah, I think I've said this. So I won't talk more on this again. Zoetis vaccines, of course, Dr. Kenny has ran through this. We have disinfectant products. You would agree with me that if you have the best of vaccination program and the best drugs, the best medication programs, if you don't put biosecurity measures in place, it will amount to nothing. So disinfection is a very crucial aspect of farm biosecurity. We keep mentioning biosecurity, biosecurity, biosecurity. It is the first line of approach. So we have, please back to the previous slide. Disinfectant product, we have Vincokil. Vincokil is a phenol-based antibiotics. So, and it is used for disinfecting your environment, the farm environment, your wood shavings. You use it to treat it. Any of your bedding material, whether wood shavings, whether sawdust, just use Vincokil and to treat your wood shavings before spreading your chicks. Then we have Vincoquat. Vincoquat is made up of quaternary ammonium compounds. It is also a very strong it's also a very strong disinfectant. Virus Super as well is a peroxidine-based disinfectant. All these works against bacteria, virus, fungal. Let me go back to Vincokil. Vincokil especially also works against mycoplasma. You know mycoplasma don't have cell wall. Because this disinfectant, they work based on the cell wall. They attack the cell wall of the bacteria. But mycoplasma don't have cell wall. And that is why it is very difficult to control CRD on your farm. But we have a solution. We have learned from our own problem. We don't want you to fall into the same problem. So we have a solution. If you get Vincokil, you can use it to disinfect your farm. So cleaning and disinfection, it is very, very important. And that is why I'm making emphasis on those disinfectant solutions. So we have Petersheim Incubator. We have global partners, and Petersheim is one of them. So you want to get your Petersheim setters, archers, spare parts, and we also render services. We also train you on how to use these setters. Please feel free. We are here for you, and that is why we took we bore that sacrifice of taking about 5 booths in that place, in the showroom there. We have our from N for Nigeria, N11 to N15. So you will see us there. So also, let me talk about the veterinary diagnostics. We have our lab in Ibadan, Oluyole Ibadan, where you can bring your carcasses. You don't have to wait till you have problems, you start having mortalities. From day-old chick, you can bring your day-old chicks for screening. If you have problems, eventually you can bring your carcasses for postmortem examination and antibiotic sensitivity test. Do not use antibiotics indiscriminately. Bring your carcasses to the lab. Let us tell you what antibiotic the organism is sensitive to. We also do water sampling. We can check your water. We can check the pH level. We can check if you have if your water is hard. if it is not suitable for poultry drinking. As much as we emphasize on quality feed, we also emphasize on quality drinking. Whatever water you cannot drink, please do not give it to your chickens. So bring that water sample to the lab. Let's check if it is suitable for drinking. Also, we have gone into fish feed. Yes, it is. In fact, some farmers have used it and they gave us a positive response when they visited our booths. Please try our products. So poultry equipment, we have also partnered with Big Dutchman in Nigeria. So we have Big Dutchman West Africa. We are involved in poultry equipment. Whether you want to have a closed house, that's the environmental controlled houses, or you just want to install the feeding line or the drinking lines in your already existing open-sided houses, we are here for you. We have cages, we have the H-frame, we have the A-frame, we have simple cages for backyard farming too. There is this H56 that we have for layers, small, very portable cage that can house 56 layers. You can get 10, 25 of that, and then you will enjoy it. And our equipments are very durable. They are very durable. If you know Big Dutchman, you will know that we give quality. So, of course, this is what you all know us to be. We are the sole integrator of GPS in Nigeria. And that means that all the parent stock farms in this Nigeria, we supply them. Please, can you clap for us? Yes, we have been protecting the best traits. We have been giving you the best broiler. When you hear Abeokuta, say chi. Yes, Abeokuta is our brand for the meat line. And then for the light breed, which is the egg line, Isa Brown is our brand. We have Aviagene is giving us the Abeokuta, while Andrews Genetics give us Isa. So if you want to start a breeder farm, whether the layers breeders or the broiler breeders, come to us. We are ready. We are at your service. And then, of course, we cannot just leave you like that. We offer trainings, a lot of trainings. You want us to come to your farm to check if the site is even suitable to start a farm. We will do that. We will train your staffs at little costs. At just little costs. It's not much. So or you have an existing farm already. You want us to train your staffs. You may have the best of equipment, the best feed, the best water. If you don't have the best team, you will still not get results. Do you agree with me? Do you agree? So training is very, very important. You have to keep sharpening the skills of your workers. Some of them didn't go to school. You have employed some of them at 18. Some of them, not all of them have that privilege to go to school, but you can add value to their lives by training them. Let them know what they are doing. By then, it will also boost their ego, their confidence, and then you will have rest where you are, that your chickens are happy. If the chickens are happy, they deliver the best results. Please don't forget to visit us at our stand. We are in N for Nigeria 11 to 15 to answer all your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nwanfo, right? Am I correct? Joyce. Dr. Joyce Nwanfo. I have somebody here who will be meeting you before you leave this place, because yesterday we were just having a discussion and he said, you see all these breeder, grandparent stories. It's sweet when you hear them, but when you approach them, it's difficult for you to go as an individual and all that. So don't worry, he's coming to meet you. I'm from the Mowe zone of Panog, and my zonal chairman will be coming to meet you because we've heard a lot of stories. And CHI, please, I hope you are aware of Poultry Nexus that is coming up January next year. We want to resolve these issues.
Good morning, farmers. Please just
CHI said to individual without all these agents in Ibadan. That's the problem we are facing. Thank you.
CHI, they will say yes, I can tell you.
Great farmers. So the thing is, we are not rigid. We just want to know our customers. And why you fall into the hands of distributors is that you don't want to go through. Most people don't want to go through that process. It's not hard. Get your CAC certificates. These are our KIC requirements. CAC certificates, a valid means of identification. Let me just state it, that's NIN. Then a utility bill. Then you can give us a passport, your passport photograph, and then signature. You come to our office in Ibadan, Oluyole. Otherwise, if you are very far away, you can see my boss, my NSM, is going to attend to you. But those are the documents that you would need. And please, we want to reach to farmers directly. That is why we come out for every show. We want to reach out. We want to take off those middlemen so that they don't eat up your pockets. Yes, we want to reach out to you directly. Come and open your account with us and buy directly from us.
Let me also add that some people feel that CHI doesn't sell small quantity. We do. From 1 carton, you can buy directly from CHI. From 1 carton, you can buy. But the requirement is this. You must be identified. We don't want to deal with a ghost. We don't want to know who we are dealing with, because we are responsible organization and there are some requirements from government on us that are placed on us. So they monitor a lot of transactions that is going on with us. So we cannot sell to someone who is not an advisor. So you need to properly open an account with us, then we can deal with you.
So let me testify to what he just said. I don't think that it is not that they don't sell to non-agents. I was in Ibadan. I was in Ibadan. There was a day I was in Ibadan for an event. And I passed by their office that is just by the roadside. I saw it and I said, I've been trying to reach out to them. Let me even just walk in. And I parked, walked in, and they attended to me. After this KYC she mentioned, I got my birth. I'm just being sincere with you. After submitting these documents, registering and all that, I got my births when I booked. Now, currently, it might be difficult to get as when you expect because of the crisis in the industry. There is a current crisis. There was a time the hatcheries were also gassing birds. They were destroying birds. They couldn't get farmers who were going to mop up the much that they had. Then, now we have farmers who are ready. They have also sold off their birds that are producing the DOCs. Now there's a crisis. Of course, like I said, we are planning the poultry nexus by January, last Wednesday in January here in this same OOPL. We are coming together. We are all, both the hatchery operators, feed millers, the drug and the vaccines producers and sellers, all of us then, the poultry transition of Nigeria. Even if it's just to start with Ogun, we want to use our strength. We want to use our numbers. We want to use the association. We want to use our organization to be able to leverage that supply and guarantee them that we can be able to mop up their supply for the year. If they have an assurance that if they produce, we will offtake. I don't think, like Amo told us yesterday, even, what's it called? Which other? They told us, they said, if you can guarantee that we can offtake throughout the time they are, and we structure it. So we are going to hold that event. It's not a show like this that's it's just going to be where we are coming together with all of them, and we'll sit and plan and decide. And from there, we will follow through with our action plans. So please, if you have any other thing, you are the National Sales Manager. What's his name again, please?
Dr. Sunday.
Dr. Sunday. He's here. provide the documents and everything they need. If they now say, no, it's not going to be so, let's see. But rather than even stretch yourself, we are also planning something for the farmers where we can collectively be able to do that and give them assurance and also let our farmers be happy. That is something we are working on. Yes, please. My brother from Nasarawa State, Poultry Association of Nigeria. Sorry, I've forgotten the name again. Aklo, please.
Good afternoon, sirs. Good afternoon, ma. One thing I discovered from CHI, and I want to say it publicly. I registered about 3 years ago. I went to your at Oliole. Ever since I registered, I have never received bed. Whenever I called, it's either it's finished, it's not available, either pullet or DOC. So I want to say it publicly, but I have discovered it may be difficult to believe it. It seems as if your staffs are doing business. I'm saying it because I may not want to say more than that. But most of the times, once you call, but they will link you up with somebody else. I have experienced it several times, but thank God you are here. Sir, please, I will get your number. Thank you, sir. I hope you will do something about it. Thank you.
Hello? See, please. Hello? Hello? See, there is a lot of, how will I say, yes, maybe in the past, Doctor just talked about learning process. There are something that has happened and we've learned over it. See, currently, I can tell you, our products today is taken by, there's a farm that took 40,000, another farm took 40,000, that started. So, about 5 customers took close to 120,000. And these are our regular customers. So, we categorize customers. So, and these are not staff, they are known farms to us. But the things that you need to plan, like pullet now, we are already booking July. So if anybody called that wants to get December, January, you think some people have bought it. So we just need to understand that it's all about planning, but we can always discuss. Even if we don't give you today, especially for brother, then we schedule you. You collect within a week. It won't be more than that.
If I wouldn't know how Akolo's from Nasarawa's home played out. When he has said 3 years, I think you need to discuss with him. 3 years was too long. Except if it's that when maybe he needed birds for maybe March next year, for example, and he said, okay, I don't mind March next year, and he has booked. Then unfortunately by March next year, there's a story again. That one is very bad. But if it's that he needed birds for March next year, and they now say, oh, sorry, the earliest you can get is April or May. And you're like, no. Then maybe later in February he says, okay, can I book? And they tell him it's September. And he says, I'll get back. Then he comes in July and say, can I get in December? That journey can take you another 3 years. But if he has booked for March, and by March he is not getting, then please, these allegations of maybe what they now did was now say, because if they say, if their staff says, go and meet so agent, what they are saying is that there's an agent that has a guaranteed order by so time. So if you need it by that time, you can get through that. And it's always expensive through those guys. So please attend to some of those allegations. Okay, so please, let's welcome BSF. Let's put our hands together for BSF. Let's put our hands together. Thank you.
Good afternoon, great farmers. No farmer. Thank you. My name is Ayenyo Adedoyin Lanre. I'm the team lead for BSF Nutritions Limited. Today, we have not come to tell you entirely what we do. We just want to introduce a particular product to you. I'll start with a story. In the year 2023, Abraham Farms, not the real name, housed 30,000 layers in their pens. The farm was a source of livelihood to his family, his loved ones, his relatives, and also provided employment for the local community. The farm was doing well until one day, something tragic happened. The birds started showing signs of illness, lethargy, diarrhea, and difficulty in breathing. The owner of the farm, Mr. Abraham, did all he could to rescue the situation. But unfortunately, it was almost too late. Eventually, please, can we celebrate Dr. Wageti as he walks in? Please recognize men and women that has given so much. Please keep clapping until he takes his seat. Please keep clapping. We appreciate. Thank you so much, Dr. Wageti. He has done so much for the industry, and we ought to recognize him. So the bird started showing signs of illness, lethargy, difficulty in breathing, diarrhea, and the owners of the farm, Mr. Abraham, not his real name, did all they could to salvage the situation. But unfortunately, they lost several millions of naira, plunged into financial losses, and so much livelihood and the employment, status of many people in the community was held back. Till today, the farm has not been able to stand on its feet again. Because by the time they went for the analysis, experts came in, they found out that they had a feed batch that was contaminated by pathogens. This story of Abraham Farms is also the experience of many farms around the world and even in Nigeria. Microbes damage poultry by contaminating the feed quality, disrupt the gut microbiome. It can lead to disease and reduce the performance. Globally, the economic losses that is estimated is up to $3 billion per year in poultry. These pathogenic microbes can also spread to humans, to farmers, to your employees, and it will cause them diseases. So what do we do in BSF Nutrition? We saw this problem and we decided to introduce a product that we call Sow Catch. Can you say after me, Sow Catch? Please say it confidently again. Say Sow Catch. Sow Catch is an organic acid solution that is designed for effective microbial control. You would have heard Dr. Wageti one more time, again and again, explain the importance of managing microbes in your feed, whether fungi or pathogenic bacteria. He has done a whole lot of work in educating us in different forums. If you still attend the animal care training institute that he has the opportunity to be part of, he will still talk about the importance of handling pathogenic bacteria effectively. Please, can you give him a round of applause one more time? Thank you. So what is Sow Catch? Sow Catch is a powerful blend of organic acid and their salt. Why are we blending organic acid and their salt? There is a reason for it. And what does Sow Catch do? It controls bacteria such as Salmonella species, such as E. coli and other gram-negative bacteria. And also, it helps to control fungi like Aspergillus fusarium. These are the fungi that causes what you call mycotoxins. As a matter of fact, mycotoxins are like secondary metabolites of fungi. If you control fungi effectively, you can also control mycotoxin effectively. If you can control fungi like Aspergillus, Fusarium, Penicillium, and the rest, if you can control them effectively, you've done a very good work in managing your mycotoxin load. So Sow Catch help in inhibiting the production of these fungi that can cause mycotoxins. It's a fast-acting formulation that will support the gut health of your birds. And we all know what gut health is. Again and again, we can make reference to all the literatures that has been, made available to us on the importance of gut health. In fact, if you are talking about nutrient absorption, you must talk about gut health. If you are talking about nutrient absorption, no matter how wonderful your feed is, no matter how fantastic what you give to your birds, if they have very low nutrient absorption, you will not see the effect and the results in their body weight gain, in their egg production, in their immune system. Sour catch is designed to support gut health. Very quickly, I will not want to bore you so much about how it works, even though we all know how acidifiers works and all of those things. Is to create a very low pH that can disrupt the cell wall of microbes such that they cannot proliferate anymore. It's to regulate the pH and improve digestion. I don't want to bore you with that, but very quickly, let us look at the benefits of using sour catch. It's a fast antimicrobial it has a fast antimicrobial action because it contains organic acid. You see, sour catch blends organic acid and its salt. And there's an advantage to that. There are some acidifiers in the market that has organic acid. Just pure organic acid, fantastic product. But there are also some acidifiers that carries only organic salt, fantastic product. What we've done is to bring both organic acid and its salts together because there are advantages to it. For organic acid, they are very, very fast in action. They can work almost immediately. It has an immediate stop. For organic salt, it has a longer effect. So, organic acid are volatile. They can quickly leave. They can leave after a short period of time. They'll work very, very fast, but they will leave after a short period of time. While organic salt stays longer. It has a longer effect. Sour catch remains active even after a period use. You will enjoy a very good feeling and palatability. Let us look at one or two trials on sour catch. So we won't just say we just came to market a feed. What has been done on it? What are the results? So let's look at this trial. An in vitro trial was conducted to evaluate the effects of sour catch against common poultry pathogens. I'm very, very sure Dr. Wageti is interested in this trial. All right, very, very interested. Poultry feed was spiked with 3 different bacteria, achieving a very high initial contamination of 1 million CFU per pathogen. And 1 batch of contaminated feed was served as control, no additive, no sour catch. To the other contaminated batches, 1 kg and 2 kg of sour catch per ton of feed were added, and the results, of course, by means of triplet were shown in the graph. So for Salmonella inhibition, we see that growth of Salmonella inhibition was inhibited. The blue bar represents the control. The red represents the application of sour catch. So for the blue batch, we could see that after 24 hours, the initial population of Salmonella reduced to about 1.96, and after 48 hours, it reduced further. So sour catch helped in inhibiting Salmonella. Same for E. coli. Same for Clostridium perfringens. Use sour catch, and then you can be sure that you have conquered E. coli in your feed. You have conquered Salmonella in your feed. There was a reduction of bacteria counts due to the addiction of sour catch. Sour catch significantly reduced the bacteria count in all treatments. A clear dose response effect can be seen when you use sour catch at 2 kg per ton of feed, as pathogens could no longer be detected in your feed. There is a second trial. There is a third trial, but I won't want to bore us with this since we are all looking forward to the presentation of Dr. Wageti. So if you want more information about this particular product, we are at stand E2 to E9 at the exhibition booth. We can get more information about this product, and you can be sure that you have conquered pathogens. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, BSF Nutrition. Do we eat Grand Cereals around now? Do we have representative of Grand Cereals? Animal Care? Okay, are you ready? Please.
Great farmers, no farmers. While is trying to help me fix the presentation, I'd like to welcome you again to Nigerian Poultry Show 2025 in broiler business. Okay. Thank you. We'll be talking about, like I said, optimizing profitability in broiler production. That's what we'll be talking about briefly. And I try to put these key performance indicators here because for every farmer or every broiler producers, the purpose of getting into that business is to make profit. And to be profitable, these are all indicators, indices that must be critically looked into, because any slight deviation from all of the end goal would definitely lead to what? Low profitability. And I recognize Dr. Wageti because he'll be talking more. That's why I'm going to jump most of the production aspect that I put here and go straight to the products that I'm trying to present today, because he will be doing justice to all that. Low feed consumption, very, very important for us to make profit at the end of the day. High livability, 97%. Target live weight depends on your market, but at least, like Dr. Wageti used to say, that any duration that exceeds 6 weeks on your farm, your profitability will be low. Meat yield, feed conversion ratio, and flock uniformity. These are very, very important for you to make profit in poultry business. Broiler production is like 100-meter race. We all know that. And, depending on your market, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, they are done, and then they are called out of the farm. These are part of the good management parameters that we also need to put into consideration: the brooding phase, the mortality, the growing phase, the standard mortality that you should not exceed for you to make profit in this business. Feed consumption between 3.25 to 3.5 kg, and then starter, crumble, depending on the phases that you are looking at. And we're talking about FCR, which is very, very key in broiler production. That is what will measure whether you are doing it right and you are, succeeding in that production business. So these are factors influencing broiler growth and quality. The ventilation, which come from your housing, the east-west, the orientation of your farm. If you're able to get the orientation of the farm well, the ventilation will be taken care of, and the temperature also will be taken care of. The water supply is also key. Most times, especially we're entering into, rain is still here, but very soon we'll get into that dry season where you need to check that water regularly, such that, because especially for broiler, birds take ×2 of the volume or quantity of the feed that they take in water. So feed supply, lightning, the temperature, the health of your bird, the nutrition. We'll be talking about the nutrition lastly, the vaccination status, and the stocking density. This is just to buttress what I've said. The orientation, east-west direction, the topography is very, very important. The ventilation, avoid draft and sinking here, and the rest. Then control the pest on the farm. This is just to show you some of the, layouts or different housing that can help you depending on your capability. This is talking about health, the vaccination, you must get it right. Your biosecurity, protecting the life right from the perimeter fencing to, terminal, taking care of the pen house. The diagnosis, you must get it right. The system control, not moving from pen to pen. You restrict the attendance to the individual pen house so that they can prevent, cross infection on the farm. Water, very, very key. Water lines, the outside tank must be well protected, especially during the dry season, and such that the water will not turn hot, because once the water is hot, the birds will not be able to take it, and at the end of the day, once the water consumption reduces, it affects every other thing. This is just to tell you that the floor spray requirement of broiler varies depending on the body weight, the housing type, the marketing age, and the ambient temperature. So this is just talking about the stocking density. This is the overview of broiler production management phase, starting from the terminal cleaning, removing the wood shaving and the rest. Many of us, after we have called our belts, we leave the shavings, the litter material, until when we want to stock again. It's not a good practice. So terminal cleaning, disinfection, then after we have done that, then we can bring in the chicks handling and the transportation. The brooding, very, very important. The very first 7 to 10 days of life is very critical, and which we must take good care of if we are going to make profit. Growth management, then the cropping and transportation, then processing at the end of the day. This is just talking about the cleaning and disinfection, the planning and execution that we need to look into. Number one, we need to depopulate. And after we have, removed the beds, we control the pest. All the crevices are blocked, and then removal of equipment, cleaning them, washing them. Then that's an opportunity for us to take care of the water lines, the feed system, the feed lines too, and then all maintenance that we need to carry out, we need to do that within that period. While we go ahead to disinfect the whole farm, rest the farm for nothing less than 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then fumigate. And after fumigation, what you need to do is to evaluate whether all that you have done is what? You have done it right. Because failure to get it right might cause serious havoc on the farm. This is just to mention general farm checklist. The biosecurity protocol must be checked at all times to ensure that it is not compromised. Because once it is compromised, we are opening the farm to infection and outbreak. Then your pen construction, if you have done it before involving the experts, you will need to do, the only thing you need to be doing is to do damage control. But if you are a fresh farmer or moving to the new site, let it be well planned, let it be well constructed, considering the east-west orientation, the water tank structure, the feeding system, the earth status, and stocking density. These are all of the things that can make us to be successful in the broiler production. This is where I'm going in essence. Animal care concentrate story. Taking advantage of this period when we have, access to cheaper raw material. We now look at, we're looking at Animix 5% broiler concentrate for broiler customers, especially for some of the farmers that have access to maize, you have access to cheaper SBM, and possibly you also have access to full-fat soya. Why don't you sit down and try as much as possible to use micro nutrient concentrate that can help you reduce the cost of production. As we all know that feed takes more than 80% of the cost of production, total cost of production of even in the broiler business. So that's why we're talking about the micronutrient concentrate today. They are usually added in the feed as vitamins and mineral premises, sulfur containing amino acid and calcium and phosphorus to augment the nutrient level in the macronutrient that we have, that is the feedstuff. And they perform several physiological functions in the body as part of various enzymes, coenzymes, and cofactor. So they are needed. Why are they needed? They are needed for optimizing growth rate. Because we're looking at broiler, we want them to get at the target weight within short period of time, 35 days, 42 days, as the case may be. And what will help you to get that is some of these additives that can help you in optimizing their growth, health, immunity, and overall performance of the birds. So what are those things in the animals? We call them animics of different brands, meaning animal care, mixture of vitamins, minerals, that are well tested and gotten from renowned organization. Vitamin, mineral, amino acid, phosphorus, calcium, enzymes, yolk colorant, mycotoxin, binder, and above all, the natural growth and feed enhancer. We're not talking about antibiotics here. We're talking about natural immunomodulator. We're talking about, natural enhancer, like super leaf, like other herbal products that like the super leaf will potentiate the liver cells, helping your birds to convert, whatever feed that they have taken into what? Into flesh, and which is our main goal in broiler business. This is the range of animics. We have it in layer concentrate. We have the grower concentrate, 2.5 chicks. The 5% broiler concentrate, that's what we'll be looking at from now. We have the breeder concentrate for those in breeder production. Then for swine, then for ruminant, that is 10% runamis. And this is animics product range that we have. How is this produced? Compounded with premium quality ingredients from world-renowned sources. They are blended together using the advanced technology double shaft paddle mixer. And that ensures perfect and homogeneous mix. And then this is example of what I'm talking about, the double, paddle mixer. That is the machine. And then who are those set of people that animals is good for? Farmers, all of us that are seated here, and then the on-farm millers and toll millers. Why? Because it's cost effective. Stock and quality control. You have control to some. For mash now, you don't have any control on mash or concentrate that is packaged. But getting animics, you have control over. You can be. What I'm trying to say is that opportunity to be flexible on what you are doing, and at the end of the day, getting profit, perfect and homogeneous mix, and less inventory. You only need 4 items, 4 or 5 items to make the feed available. So then the benefits, what are the benefits? Number one, composed of high quality natural additives for feed production, and then ensure a completely balanced nutritional value, because they are well tested, well blended, and then controlled. You have that opportunity, to balance what you are giving your bird. Ensure health and improve immune system response. Like I said, there are additives in this product that will help the immune system of your bird. It gives faster growth, conversion, and enables the bird to reach good market weight within a short period of time for optimal profit, which is the goal of every broiler farmer. Enhance livability and improve dressed yield. Then you don't need bigger warehouse because of less inventory. So we have the animics. I'm presenting to us animics 5% broiler concentrate, micronutrient concentrate. And this is the mixing guide per ton. We have it in pre-starter, we have it in starter, and we have it in finisher. This is just to tell us we have maize SBM wheat over limestone. About 5 to 6 items here that you need to mix together. You have access to maize, cheaper maize, and then XBM. That will reduce your cost. And anything you do to reduce your cost is automatically increasing your what? Your profit at the end of the day. So this is the pre-starter, what's it called? Mixing guide. If you also have access to full fat soya, and I also want to encourage, because of the broiler farmer, full fat soya is also important to help your birds, get to the actual goal that you are looking at. You will see that the moment full fat soya enter into that place, the quantity of maize and that of SBM reduce, and such that at the end of the day, you're still going to get a better result. So this is for starter without full fat soya. This is starter with full fat soya. So you have opportunity of, juggling around your formulation. The only thing you don't have access to is the micronutrient concentrate. But for the rest, you have control over them, which will impact on your profitability at the end of the day. Then looking at the finisher, this is the finisher without the full fat soya. And then this is the finisher with full fat soya. And the moment you have full fat soya, you see, the adjustment and the balancing of that formulation. This is just to show us a guide, just to put naira and kobo together to see, depending on the cost, this can be cheaper, this can be better, and it can give you better margin. I just asked some questions around me to get some of this data. Looking at, okay, let me go to the one with full fat soya. Oh, thank you, I'm almost done. With full fat soya, you can see the quantity of maize and the price is quoted here. I don't know how much you are getting into your territory, but it's something you can lay your hands on, do the calculation. The 5% broiler animals comes at 500 naira. And so, which is 2,010 naira per kg, because you're using 2 bags. You're using, yes, because it comes in 25 kg. That is the costing. The milling charges, I don't know, it varies also, but I've used that. So at the end of the day, you can still save 487 naira per bag here. Depending, like I said, it depends on your negotiation power, the zone that you belong, access to some of this raw material. So this is just to tell us you can maximize your profit with Animix 5% broiler micronutrient concentrate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, if you have any question for animal care, kindly go to their booth. Round of applause to invite a prominent person, a teacher, a mentor, and a role model in this poultry industry. We are not clapping. Join me as I invite Dr. Baba Wageti for his teaching. It will be teaching. Okay, James Baba Wageti for his teaching, not presentation. I'm sure he will be presenting some products from Adamo, but then he will be teaching, more importantly.
Thank you, my sister. Great farmer. Great farmer. No farmer. No farmer. No farmer. Thank you all. On behalf of Adamo Nigeria Limited, I sincerely appreciate the organizer of this poultry show by inviting me to come and share my little knowledge to farmer every year. So organizers, I sincerely thank you, and I will do just the topic that you give me. But before I proceed, I didn't come alone from Adamo. I came this year, my ED, my ED, Madam, just my ED want to follow us to come and see this poultry show, and I want her to be around just for a minute, man, just a minute. I came with my ED, executive director, to come and back me up. So 2 minutes, man. Just 2 minutes. I appreciate it.
Good afternoon, great farmers. It's a great pleasure to be in your midst today. And thanks a lot to the organizers of this event. To our very best, we'll continue to support the industry to the best that we can. We pray for the greatness and continuous progress of the industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma. And I want to also appreciate my constituents, Ogun State, Ogun Muezon. They are all here, so without them, I cannot be so. My Oga, it's come. Just let me follow protocol. My constituency, Ode Zone. And it happened to be the pant chairman for Southwest now, for Ogun State, sorry. Alaji. Thank you.
Great farmers. Great farmers. No farmer, no nation. We can't but have Baba a chief. I want to give you chief now. You will collect chief. James Baba Wageti is a household name in the poultry industry. Our leaders in the Southwest, they deemed it fit and said, well, whatever happens, whatever anybody wants to say, James Baba Wageti is a household name in poultry across Nigeria. Can we give him a round of applause? It's not easy to just come and somebody who has this in-depth knowledge of poultry business to just ignore him in this kind of environment. So please, I want you also to, just be calm. Please listen attentively, and anything he teaches, please practice it. Any knowledge gained without putting into practice is a waste. I know a host of others here have benefited immensely from his wealth of experience. Let us please, anything we learned here, when we get back to our farms, let us implement them. Be rest assured that you are in safe hands. Thank you, Baba Wageti. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, great farmer. So, without wasting time, I will go straight to my topic. Managing pre-Harmattan stress in poultry. But I'm not only going to talk on pre-Harmattan heat stress in poultry. I'm going to talk on heat stress in poultry business. And very soon now we enter Harmattan. And after the Harmattan, we are going to hit period. That's around February, March, April, especially in the Southwest. So my topic will center on heat stress management in poultry production. And if you look at why did you decide to choose this topic? If you look at my slide, the climatic change and poultry, there is a rising heat stress risk all over the world. And if you look at this map, Nigeria here, Africa is a danger. If you look at that map, Nigeria is a danger zone. And the International Panel on Climatic Change projected that plus 1.5 to 2.5 rise in temperature by 2050. That's what they projected. So what we are experiencing now, by 2050, it's going to be worse. And heat stress expected to become more prominent, especially in the tropical region. So why are these birds so susceptible to heat stress? Why? Because the poultry are susceptible to environment temperature because of absence of sweat gland, the body is covered with feather, they are fatty in nature, especially the broiler, they have high body temperature. And the broiler than layers. If you have layers, they respond heat more than the layers. And we also discovered that layers in that cage, they are prompt heat than layers on deep litter. So if you are raising layer inside cage and you are raising layer on deep litter, the person that raising layer on inside cage will experience higher heat than somebody that raising layers on deep litter. And look at heat stress. So a lot of farmers, allergy, I found out that, especially in this southwest, they only put their mind on temperature, on temperature, on temperature. The problem in the southwest is not the temperature, but the humidity. So I want us to understand that one. So that when you want to manage your heat stress, you know how to go about it. It's not the issue of giving vitamins. Somebody say, okay, buy vitamin C. I can tell you, it will help, but that's not the solution. That's not the solution. Because the heat stress, it's a condition that occurs when a bird is exposed above temperature and humidity. There are two things there: temperature and humidity, especially in the southwest. But in the north, there's no issue of humidity. There are some few places we discover like Abuja, Nasarawa, part of Kaduna, but mostly in the north is high temperature, no humidity. But in the southwest, it is the humidity the farmer should put his hand on, not even the temperature, to be able to manage heat stress. And if you look at here, I've said it is not only increased temperature causes discomfort to the birds, but combination of temperature and humidity. The sum of temperature and relative humidity percentage is what we call heat stress index. And in the southwest, the rule of thumb is that as a farmer, the combination of heat with humidity can be deadly. And this sum must not exceed 106.7. Please take note of that figure. Take note of that figure. On your farm, the sum of the temperature and relative humidity shall not exceed 106.7 on your farm. I will explain that one later. For example, when the temperature is 26.7 on your farm and relative humidity is 80, it means that 26.7 plus 80, it gives you 106.7. That means the barn will start exhibit sign of heat stress. Look at, a farmer must get this on your farm. If you don't have it, go and buy it. It's at the exhibition. Go and buy this thing. Are you see it? If you don't have it, go and buy it now. That one you shall use to measure your temperature and relative humidity on your farm. If you don't have it, please go and buy it now. Eh? This is not for marketing. It's not for marketing here. So just tell them where you can get it. Okay. Please come in. Look at. You buy this one. This is the temperature. The up is the temperature. The down is the humidity. Can you see it? Please come in. Let them come in. Farmers are coming. Let them come in. Let them come in. Okay. Please, a farmer, make sure you get this on your farm. Whether you have a layer farm, make sure this will be as a guide for you. If you don't have it, you can also use your handset. But preferably, I would prefer you go and look for this one. They are selling, it's plenty at the exhibition stand. The upper one is the temperature. The lower one is the humidity. So, for all birds, the humidity shall be between 50 and 60. This figure on your farm shall be between 50 and 60. Shall not pass 60. This is the humidity here. The temperature, you cannot control that one. So the combination of this temperature and this one shall not exceed 106.7 on your farm. Once it exceeded, there is heat stress on the farm. Are we getting it? Okay. Look at the birds. They are not like human beings. Normally the birds, if you look at the figure, normally in normal situation, the birds relieve heat 75% through air around them, 25% by respiration during normal condition. But when there is heat stress, once there is heat stress, the birds relieve heat 80% by respiration, 20% by air around them. Please, farmer, take note of that point. Take note of that point. During normal condition, the birds relieve heat 25% through respiration, 75% through air around them. But once there is heat stress, the birds can only relieve heat through panting. No other source again. 25% by air around them. And please come in. Let them come. Come. Let me stop. Come. You can have your sister. You're welcome. So now we are feeling heat. During heat stress, the bird relieve heat by panting, which is 80% through panting, 20% through convection, and radiation. So if on your farm, your house is not good, you will see mortality on your farm. Are you getting the point? Are you getting the point? I don't want to leave this slide until you get it. In the southwest, we have high humidity. The high humidity heat loss by panting. That's why the problem is in the southwest now. That's why there is problem in the southwest. Like I said before, the bird during heat stress, the bird release heat through panting. And when the birds are panting, three things happen in the birds. One, they lose water and they lose panting. They lose water and they lose carbon dioxide. There is decrease in oxygen. So, but this panting, if there is high humidity, will not be able to pant. They will not be able to pant so that they can relieve the respiration. So that is why high humidity decrease heat loss by panting. And that's why on most farms, is there a layer farmer here? Layer farmer. Who has one layer farmer here? I need one. Need one layer farmer. It's going to be interaction. Interaction, please come. Okay. Interaction. Please come. Interaction. I want to demonstrate one issue here. Your farm is inside cage or depleted? Cage. Okay. During hot weather, what's the pattern of a mortality? Pattern of mortality.
I don't have mortality.
How many do you have? You eat?
Like 1,000.
Okay. You don't have during heat period. You don't have mortality. You don't experience.
Because I put some structures in place. I wait and do everything.
Oh, that's good. But that waiting will not work here. Oh, because if you wait, it increases humidity. It avoids production.
It's just the production that
you can see now. So you cannot wait in the southwest. Daddy, do you do layer? So what happened in the southwest? If I'm wrong, let me know. During heat period, in the morning you see high mortality. Yes or no? Uh-huh. In the afternoon, no mortality. Abi. In the evening, no mortality. But when you wake up again, you see mortality. What is killing the birds? So what's killing the birds is not temperature but humidity. And those mortality occur between 3 and 4 a.m. All the mortality you get in the morning is happening between 3 and 4 a.m. Because what happened is that the humidity in the poultry pen start rising from 12 midnight. By 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 90% humidity. So when the temperature was 90%, the birds will not be able to pant and they die. So that is why I'm saying that high humidity decrease heat loss by panting. And look at the research here we have done. Look at the research we have done. We put some in different birds in a flock. At 21 degrees centigrade, 50% humidity. This one is air. This one is respiration. The birds are breathing. At 21 degrees centigrade, 50%, but the birds can still breathe. At 25 degrees centigrade, 50% humidity, the birds can still breathe. At 30% humidity, 30% degree centigrade, 50% humidity, the birds still breathe. Continue, Abi. Can you hear me? I can continue. I can continue. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. I'm not seeing you. Okay. Okay. Let me use here. Can you see the graph? Do you see the graph? Yes. So we did an experiment. At 21 degrees centigrade, we put some birds and 50% humidity. The bird can still breathe. At 25 degrees centigrade, 50% humidity, the bird can still breathe. But look at here. At 33 degrees centigrade, 50% humidity, the bird can still breathe. At 30 degrees centigrade, 100%, 90% humidity, the birds cannot breathe. So that's why those birds, they die around 3 or 4 a.m. Because when the humidity, it decreases panting by the birds. So the birds will not be able to breathe to relieve heat. And that's why the birds will just die off. And we also found an experiment. An increase of 20% relative humidity is like 5% increase in temperature. And that is why, my dear farmers, even during brooding, when you are brooding your birds, please, one house, when you are brooding, during brooding, don't look at only the temperature when you are doing brooding. Look at also the humidity in the pen. Because if you are looking at only the temperature, you have problem. A farmer in Agbo lost almost 40,000 birds because of that. Yes, they're all chicks. Because the people who are doing brooding, they are looking at the temperature, all the temperature, not knowing that the humidity in that pen was so high. And because there was too much of it in the pen. So please, I put here an increase of 20 degrees centigrade in relative humidity equals an increased temperature of 5 degrees centigrade. So take note of that one. Look at an experiment I've done last year. Last year, can we see it? Hello? Look at in Karshi. You can use your phone. Hello, one house. Please, one house. One house. Yes. Look at temperature and humidity. Karshi, Abuja, around 11 p.m. And then Ogidi Anambra State, around 11 p.m. By that time, the temperature in Abuja was 28. Average humidity, 52. In Ogidi, the same temperature, 28. Humidity, 87. So you find out that the farmer in Anambra, their birds are dying because of humidity. Whereas in Abuja, the birds, because humidity is very low. So people, our farmer in the southwest, when you are talking of heat stress, put your mind on humidity. And that's the message this afternoon. That's the only message I want to pass to you this afternoon. Put your mind on humidity. Anytime you want to manage heat stress in poultry business, put your mind on humidity. Humidity. That's the key message I want to pass out this afternoon. And look at here, humidity temperature index. Once the humidity gets 75 and temperature 30, heat stress will set in. and you have problem on the farm. And what are the behavioral response of poultry to heat stress? What are the signs the birds are seeing for heat stress? Number one, increase in panting. If I'm noticing panting, the birds are panting. Yes or no? They're opening their mouth. Then number two, they avoid overcrowding. They don't come close together in the pen again. If it's a cage, you say they're leaving each other. Then number three, they will not spread their wing. You see, they start lifting their wing so that the air can move around them. By convection, they're not lifting the wing. Then after that, reduce feed intake. They're no more eating again. You see, notice they're no more eating. Then the next thing, there's increased water intake. Yes or no? Yes. They start taking more water. Then lethargy. Before you know it, you may see they will die. These are all the signs you will observe during heat stress. And I want someone to understand that once there is heat stress, there is change in blood flow in the birds. That's even more dangerous also. There is change of blood flow in the birds. That means the blood will start flowing. If you didn't do anything, the blood will start flowing from visceral organ to the surface. Because the blood wants to go and cool and come back again. The blood wants to go to the surface area to be cool and coming back. And that's why the birds cannot eat. No much blood there. And that's why if birds die of heat stress, even though they're doing broiler, if you are dressing it, you see darking. You see like red. It means that more blood are flowing from the GIT to the visceral organ. And even though you have if you have high mortality and you want to know that it's caused by heat stress, just remove the skin. You see darking. You see like blood. It means that it's heat stress that killed the bird, because more blood will flowing from the visceral organ to the surface. So I go and look for cool air and go back. So these are the signs you will notice, especially abdominal muscles, 400%. You will see blood there. So divert blood from the internal organ to the skin, which darken the skin color. That's a sign of heat stress that you notice in poultry. Very clearly, you know avoid it. You see it. So what are the invisible signs of it? What are the invisible signs of stress in poultry? The pH of the blood rises. The pH within the cell falls. The urine output increases, and so does the electrolytes. That means the birds they'll be having water diarrhea because they are taking too much of water, and because of that, you see the water diarrhea. And once the water diarrhea, you lose electrolytes. Then bicarbonate loss, and stress hormones appear in the blood, especially corticosteroid. You see too much in the blood, and that will stress the birds. Look at this side. Oh, I don't know how to. Please, can you play the video? It's a video. Look at it. You see? So once you notice your body doing like this, that means it's releasing more carbon dioxide out and water in the body. The moment, please, can you put again? Look at it. The moment you see a bird on a farm like this, you notice it. There's a danger on that farm. You see? Have you seen it? So the moment this is a layer, remove it. So the moment you notice your birds are panting like this, not at the back of your mind, they are releasing more carbon dioxide out, more water, and once keep on doing like that, you see cracked egg, you see shellless egg, you see small egg will start setting. Next slide. No, okay. That hyperventilation, loss of carbon dioxide through respiration. After that one, number 2, high blood pH. Carbonic acid will come down. Then you see what is shellless egg or cracked egg. Before you know it's let me give Lasota. It's not Lasota. It's not Lasota. No paracetamol Lasota. So it's because that panting. It's that panting that caused the problem. You notice something like this. This is something you notice on the farm. Abi, do you see it? You see shellless? That's what you be seeing on your farm. Because of that panting, they are panting too much. As they are panting, they are releasing carbon dioxide and water. So that means there is no much carbonic acid. It's losing, it's reducing. That's due to shell formation that we have this crisis. And before you know it, reduce production by 10-25% based on my experience. 10-25% reduce in production on that most farms. And egg weight and shell quality reduce. And then fertility in breeder reduce. The incidence of soft shellness and crack egg increase. Yes or no? Yes or no? Uh-huh. It's practical. For broiler farmer, those are having broiler, mortality, feed intake up to 30% reduction. Yes or no? That's what I've documented for years now. There's reduction in feed intake by 30%, and average daily gain reduced by 20 to 35 grams per day. Feed conversion ratio decrease, carcass decrease, and mortality will rise in broiler. Disease encounter during heat stress. We have Newcastle will start coming up. We have CRD, E. coli will start showing up. We have Ifsha coryza will start showing up. We have fowl cholera and longotrichitis will start showing up. Now, how do we manage heat stress in poultry? And that's the main topic for today. How do you now manage heat stress in poultry business? And from my practical point of view for years, we have only 4 methods I want to show you today. I want to share with you, farmer. 4. Please write it down. 4. Number 1, poultry house management. That's number 1. Poultry house management. Number 2, water management. Number 3, poultry feed management. No, I'm not going to talk much on that. I think animal care people will talk the management on that. Then we have general management on the farm. But like I said earlier, the bird relieve heat by 5 methods: the convection, the vasodilation, the radiation. But the main part during heat period is the evaporation cooling system. That's the first. The bird can relieve heat. I explain this one later. So house management. Please, like my brother have said, orient your pen in east-west axis. Number 1, house management. Orient your house in east-west axis. Number 1. Number 2, remove any unneeded metal object around the pen. If you have broken vehicle, like wheelbarrow, near the pen, please remove them because it radiates heat into the pen. Remove them. And then remove manure in the pen during hot weather. Remove manures in the pen during hot weather. Manure is a source of heat, and its presence in the pen increases the pen temperature. So we advise farmers that during hot weather, those that use peat, always remove the manure frequently. If you leave the manure there, it generates heat and affect the increase the heat in the temperature. Grow vegetation and grass around the pen to cool incoming air. Please look at that sentence. Please note. Grow vegetation and grass around the pens to cool incoming air. Is a silent point, but very important in poultry business. And reduce the heat reflection into the pen, in open pen. Adjust the number of birds in the cage to have ideal stock density. Overcrowding of birds in the cage increase the heat produced within each cage and limit air movement around the birds. Roof insulation. You insulate the roof so that it can reduce heat stress. Look at the pen in Oyo, please. Look at the example of a good poultry pen in Ibadan. Some farmer, they plant plantain. Plantain will not work. Plantain will not work. Plantain will block air flow in your pen. So as a poultry farmer, plant a tree like that and control the height. You see, it provides shade. Look at the grass down here. Look at the grass. If a green grass, so that if there is hot water coming in, hot air, the grass will cool it before it enter the pen. So you can make sure that you water in between the pen, you water the grass, trim it, let it not grow up. So that, and make it, look at this farm, it's clean, not bushy. Because it's too bushy, it's a place for rodent to grow. So you should not allow it to be too bushy. When temperature rises and humidity drop, use the cooling system, especially if you are from the north. This one is for you. If you are a farmer from the north, this is for you. If the temperature is high and humidity too low, use fogger. Use fogger. But don't use fogger in the southwest. It will increase humidity. Please. Look at it. Please, can you play the video? Okay, so look at it. This one should install on the fan. Fogger. Look at fogger. You can see it. The fogger utilizes the mechanism of evaporative cooling to reduce heat stress and ensure drop in temperature. So once you are from the north, or if you know your farm area, there is no humidity, please install this fogger. This is the best way to reduce heat stress in poultry. Fogger, especially in the north. But in the area like this, don't use it. The bird will die the more, because it will increase the humidity in the pen. The fogger injects fine water particles into the warm air inside. As the water evaporates, heat is absorbed from the air and lower its effective temperature. So that fogger reduces air temperature in the house on hot days. So on the hot days in the afternoon, the fogger reduces the temperature and the bird will stay comfortably. But in southwest, like our own now, farmer in the southwest, where temperature drop and humidity rise during the afternoon, use ventilation, use fan. Fan is the only solution. Fan on your farm, fan. That's the only solution. So humidity levels significantly impact chicken health and production. Excess moisture in the environment can lead to wet litter. It's like the broiler farmer now. The broiler farmer, when there's too much of some farmer, when they are raising broiler, you always keep on packing litter. It's because of wet, because of high humidity. There's too much of water in the surrounding. That's where you see there's too much of wet litter. So the best way is to create ventilation in the pen. When there's ventilation, you will not see wet litter. And look at that's the fan. This is our farmer. That's our farmer farm. You can see the fan. See the fan. You can see the fan. Look at that big farm. He now go and buy put ceiling fan. Just ceiling fan. That cannot create ventilation. So that's the only thing that can help farmers in the southwest. Ventilation. Put fan. Either you have rice farm, high rise can also help. High rise. Why the thing is on top, open. But if you have like H-type cage, please use fan. If your farm has up to 4-tier cage, please use fan. If your farm has more than 3 rows, use fan. But if there are 2 rows, high rise, no problem. You can manage it. Are you getting me? But once you have more than 3 rows in a pen, more than 2 rows per pen, you must install fan to create ventilation. Water management. The normal ratio of water to feed 1, we all know that, but get change 41 when temperature is above 27. The bird drink 4% more water for every 1 degree increase in temperature above 27. So let's take note that one as a farmer. The bird drink 4% more water for every 1 degree increase in temperature above 27 degrees centigrade. So let's take note of that one. So therefore, provide plenty of fresh, clean, cool drinking water during hot days or hot weathers. For floor rearing, provide additional drinkers can help accommodate the increase in water consumption. Flush water 2 to 3 times in hot weather till the chillness feel on the palm of your hand in the afternoon. I will show you the diagram. Please, can you play this video? Hello, play this video. You see? Your pipeline. You can see it. In the afternoon, you flush the water out 2-3 times a day. You flush the water out. Because if you don't flush it, the water will be too hot and the bird will not drink the water. The bird will not drink the water. So in the afternoon, flush the pipeline 2-3 times a day. You put your palm like this. When you feel the hot water, cool water is coming, you lock it back. You can see. So flush your water line for 2-3 times in hot weather, help the bird to drink and eat very well and maintain the production. So for most farmer, if you go to a farm, madam, one house, most farmer, I visit the farm, there's a problem. If your farm is the one that you join the water line, you join all the water line, you will not achieve this method. So please, I encourage all layer farmer in cage, make sure your water line has an outlet. Each pipeline has its own outlet for flushing. But you go to some farm, they join everything together. It's not good. Oh. So make sure you have outlet like this. Each pipe at the end, each outlet. So that in the afternoon, you flush the water 2-3 times in the afternoon. It helps his stress. Look at here, for you to understand. This is such work. This is a long pipe. In poultry business, most disease problem, it happens at the end of the pipeline. If you're a professional here, you know that. If you go to a farm and there's disease problem, you will see it at the end of the pipeline. The reason is that as the water is coming to the pipeline, let's assume it's 28 degrees centigrade here, before it gets to the end of the pipeline, the temperature must have gone up. Because as the water is flowing in the pipeline, it's creating vacuum, it's creating pressure. It's creating pressure. And when there is pressure, temperature will increase in the pipeline. So when there is increased temperature in the pipeline, bacteria multiply. So that's why flushing of the water line in the afternoon is also very helpful to reduce heat stress, and at the same time, you are reducing bacterial infection on the farm. So that flushing also helps. But if you don't flush, this place is danger here. Because the water is moving here, as the water is flowing to the pipeline, it's creating pressure. By the time you get to the end of the pipeline, temperature will go up and be too hot for the birds. And bacteria will multiply here. So always flush your water line in the afternoon. Water treatment, you know, we all know that bacteria grow much more rapidly in the water line during hot weather. So always treat and clean the water line with hydrocare every time. Use your hydrocare and use interactive acid as a disperser to minimize microorganisms in the water and the growth, like the other guy have talked this afternoon in the feed. Protect your water tanks and water pipe from the sun. For day watches, provide cool water and capable light on their arrival to the farm before offering feed to avoid dehydration after transportation. Cover overhead tank with GD bags or touch of the tank to avoid direct exposure to the sun. Water tanks are ideally placed inside the house or the pen. Look at that advice, farmer. Don't allow your water tank to be exposed with the sunshine. The place will be too hot. You cover the water like this. This is a touch. And you paint the tank white. White, hello, okay. The white material deflect light. Black material absorb light. So if you use black tank, it absorbs heat and increase the temperature of the water. So please always paint your tank white. It's ideal. And cover with touch. Look at even this one. Can you see the water tank? Look at touch. They cover the block. That's the ideal. But if you leave your tank outside, you are creating problem for your farm. Look at that one. This is a farm, a small farm. Can cover it like this with touch. If it's small farm, that farm has only 500 layers, 500 birds. And we told her to cover it, and she couldn't cover it. Before she was having heat stress in Kaduna, when I visited her farm, I said, Madam, why did you allow the tank to be, it's black tank and it's exposed? and she was having high mortality. The moment we advised her, she quickly called Malam, cover with touch like that, and that was the end of mortality on that farm. Or you can use jute bag, sow it, and be watering the jute bag. It will cool the water. They want to advise someone to do also. These are simple technology that you don't spend too much. It helps a lot in heat stress management. That cover the tank. Poultry feed. Let's go to feed formulation. At the animal care talk about feed here. Most often, I can tell you, most of we farmers, we are getting it wrong when it comes to feeding. And if I ask question here now, most of you feed more of your layer in the morning, Abi. It's wrong. It's wrong. Technically, it's wrong. You feed, ideally, you feed 40% in the morning, 60% in the evening. Ideally, that's standard. Huh? Sir? Huh? I say, feeding your birds, ideally, technically, you're supposed to feed 40% of the feed in the morning, 60% in the evening. Provided you are using Latin program. Provided you are using Latin program. Any problem? Most often, the birds are hungry in the morning. Yes or no? And will tend to fill up. Because they're hungry in the morning. And they will tend to fill up this crop. Get that one right. This will make them more prompt heat stress in the afternoon. Why? When we are talking of heat stress, it's the digestion of the feed, not the feed intake. It's the digestion of the feed. If a bird eats feed now, let me tell you, the feed will stay 15 minutes in the crop. Then, after 15 minutes, the bird, after it will now move to proventriculus and gizzard. It is stay there for 70 minutes. How many hours is that? 50 plus 70. How many? You see? Then from there, it moves to duodenum. And it stays for 5 to 8 minutes there. Then from the duodenum, they move to ileum. And it stays there for more than 2 hours. There were proper digestion is taking place. So if your bird eat feed by 8, technically, the digestion will take place by 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. And now it coincides with the heat stress. So there will be internal generated heat in the birds. Before you know it, the bird comes down with heat stress. Are you getting the logic now? Are you getting the logic now? So that one is not good to... And sometimes, if you look at it, the egg we are eating, hello farmer, the egg we are eating, it takes only 4 hours to form. This egg we are eating, it takes only 4 hours to form. Let me repeat myself. The yolk and the albumin takes only 4 hours to form. It's the shell formation that takes 20 hours. That means it takes 24 to 26 hours for egg to form. But ideally, the egg takes only 4 hours to form. So, and that shell you are seeing, the bird is only 70% come from the feed on that very day. So the remaining 30% is coming from the bone marrow. Are you getting the logic now? The shell you are seeing they are forming the egg, only 70% is derived from the feed on that day. 30% is from medulla bone, and that 30% is drawn out in the night. And if you give more feed in the afternoon, in the morning, most of the shell, the bird will shit it out. They will shit it out by before 2 o'clock. That way, technically, you give more feed in the evening, so the bird will have enough shell in the evening for them to drive to get the shell to form the egg. And that's why, go and mark it. Go to your layer from this evening. By 5 or 6 o'clock, whether they feed or no feed the feeder, the bird will be looking for feed. Yes or no? They are not looking for feed. they are looking for shell for formation, calcium. So that's why giving feed more in the morning is wrong. 40% in the morning for those that know poultry business. 40% in the morning, 60% in the evening, provided you are giving lighting program. No, follow that method you are doing. Aha. So withdrawing the bird, withdrawing feed from the but withdrawing feed birds for 4 hours before peak warm temperature can lower the risk of heat stress. So you cannot reduce the feed after temperature have started to decline. But then feed during night hours where we expect cooler temperature to occur. Feed shall be formulated, for those that are formulating their own formula. If you are milling your own feed, it's an advantage. Feed shall be formulated as per the consumption. In normal condition, feed intake in layer is around 105 grams. Yes or no? Okay. In hot weather, it may be 900. It drop. So the feed formulation shall be in such nutrition in 900 grams, as same as that of 50 grams. So when you are formulating your feed formulation, the nutrition in that 150 grams during normal hours shall be the same formulation in 90 grams or 100 grams the birds consume during hot hours, hot days. So that's what I will try to say on that one. And 2D formulation, you are looking at only the energy and protein adjustment. I'm not a nutrition, but from my experience, if you want to adjust formulation, it is based on the energy and protein adjustment. To maintain caloric intake despite reduction in feed consumption. And then to reduce heat increment. And let's look at the raw material, all of us. There are only 3. You have the fat, you have the carbohydrate, you have the protein. That's the normal raw material. And if you look at fat, from our research, fat can only increase fat 7 times, fat 7% heat increment in poultry. Fat. That's the oil, like palm oil, like soya oil, like fish oil, can only increase 5 to 7 times heat increment. Preferably energy sources in heat state diet. The carbohydrate like corn, millets, they can increase heat 10-12% during heat period. Then the protein is even the worst. Protein is even the worst. It increases heat production by 20-30%, especially animal protein. Avoid animal protein during heat period, preferably plant protein. And we now advise that increase your dietary energy density using lipids like vegetable oil, fish oil, palm oil in a formulation. And then also reduce cooked protein by 1-2% in formulation during heat period. Reduce your crude protein by 1-2% to lower metabolic heat production in the birds. And also supplement digestible essential amino acid. We have them in the market, plenty. You can supplement with amino acid. People are even selling them in powder and in liquid. You can supplement it. So when you're formulating a formula, reduce the crop protein, reduce the soya, because they increase heat very high. You can supplement it now with essential amino acid like methionine, lysine, threonine. They are available in the market. Or occasionally, okay, look at the heat. I want you to understand that the feed, the energy in the feed, is the same thing like the fuel in the car. In a way, chicken is not really different from an automobile engine. The other way you see your car, our car is, it's the same energy of the car, of the feed is. The other way you see the engine of your car. That's how the poultry is. We put fuel in the car to go somewhere. Yes or no? The car uses 25% of the fuel to move. The car uses 25% of the energy of the fuel to move. The remaining 75% is born in the form of heat. That's why you see the exhaust is hot, engine is hot, you have radiator. In the same way, the bird The energy also, they use it. Only 35% they use it. The rest they burn in form of heat. So if you don't care in the afternoon, you'll be giving energy, you have heat stress in your car, especially in broiler. And you can see like broiler, even though you have broiler, how does broiler use this feed energy for those that use this broiler? Roughly 35 to 45% of the energy is used to power the basic function of the life of the broiler. That is grow, move around, breathe, pump blood, maintain body temperature. The rest of the energy in the feed, they use it as heat. So if you are using broiler, if you are raising broiler with this heat period and there is no ventilation, you run into problem. So then with proper ventilation, you have to have radiator, like you have radiator in the car. The radiator, the function of the radiator is to cool the engine. So the only radiator in a broiler house is ventilation. That's ventilation. How does they now burn it? They are burning. If you go to broiler house, it's fire. It's fire that's burning inside the broiler house, but you will not see it. But there is fire there. So you have to create ventilation there. And for the broiler farmer, do you have broiler farmer here? Do you have broiler farmer? Yes, sir. Okay, during this period, this instruction, what we call feed withdrawal in hot noon hours. Feed withdrawal in hot noon hours. It helps a lot for broiler farmer. We have done that for different parts of around Nigeria. It's working. Feed withdrawal depends on the climate of the given day and age of the birds. Please get that my point. Get that point very right. The feed withdrawal depends on the climate of the given day and the age of the birds. So that you don't go and misquote me. Because feed withdrawal shall start at 12 days of age in weather. 12 days of age in broiler and continue till cooling or lifting. The objective of this feed withdrawal is to reduce metabolic heat production during the hot period of the day to minimize heat stress, panting, and possible heat stroke. Fresh and cool drinking water must be available 24 hours, including the feed withdrawal period. And vitamin C and electrolytes shall be added to drinking water or feed withdrawal period to minimize dehydration and immunosuppression. Administer vitamin trace oral today. Number 1, day 12 to day 14, 2 hours withdrawal period. I'm giving you a program now. 12 hours withdrawal period. From 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., no feed. Then day 15, day 17, 3 hours withdrawal period. From 12 noon to 3 p.m., no feed. Then day 18 to day 22, 4 hours. As they are growing, you are increasing the days. As the birds are growing, you are increasing the days of withdrawing period. Day 21, day 25, day 23, 5 hours. From 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., no feed in broiler. You feed in the night. Then from 24 to 26 days, 6 hours. From 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., no feed for broiler. You feed in the night. No feed. Then 27 onwards, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., no feed for broiler. No feed. But please, take note. Feeders must be lifted or taken away to avoid unnecessary jumping. The feeders, you have to lift them up to avoid unnecessary jumping and fattening by hungry birds, broilers. And if climate is comfortable in any given day in between this period, feed withdrawal must be stopped. Can you get that one? Are we following it? Okay, thank you. For layers, I've done for broilers. For those that have been layer, feed withdrawal from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., no feed for layers. Madam, have you heard? During heat period, from feed withdrawal from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., no feed. This is very effective in reducing heat stress mortality. Feeding intake at the junction produce nearly 7% additional heat in the body, of which is around 47 hours after feeding intake. I have explained that one. And this usually concerns with the hottest part of the day. But please, when you are doing withdrawal period, biosecurity, if biosecurity is poor, you have problem. If biosecurity is poor, you have problem. So feed withdrawal may lead to coccidiosis or nicotinic enteritis. So make sure you have superb biosecurity on your farm. Look at the feed intake. For the feed, for layers, feed 1/3 of feed from 6 to 10. Then 2/3 of feed in the evening. That's the formula we are giving for you today. Feeding time during hot weather. Give feed 1/3 of the feed eat between this time. Then from 4 p.m. downwards, you feed the rest. Avoid feeding in the afternoon. During hot period, during hot period. Please, that's the formula you shall use in the hot period. Like I say, okay, you want to get that one? You want to get this one? You want to snap it? Okay. Reduce the use of cereal grain as a major source of energy. I've said that one before. Replace 10 to 50% calorie of the carbohydrate by the addition of 1 to 2% oil, as heat increment value is less and give better cooling effect in the body of the birds. Fats and oil are also responsible for better absorption of nutrients. If you are using fat and oil, they are also better for absorption of nutrients, increase the weight of the egg and production, and lower heat increment, which allowed lower level of heat stress in the birds. And the other is soya. I prefer to use soya. Soya oil is the best for me. Don't use PK oil. Don't use PK oil. PK oil can go rancid and affect the birds. So I would prefer use soya oil, because soya oil has 2.25 times more energy than maize. And soya oil free space in formulation allow for increase in nutrient density. Soya oil has less heat increment than maize. Therefore, less heat production in hot weather. And down rate of feed passage, it slows down the feed passage the GI of the birds that can allow proper feed absorption. And soya oil also improves palatability in the birds. And soya oil contains linoleic acid, resulting in larger egg. It is the linoleic acid that increases the size of egg and is higher in soya oil, but not body temperature increase in birds during lactin deficiency. That's why if you are formulating formula, please don't use GNC. That's why I brought this topic, this red, yellow color. Don't use GNC. GNC is poor in lactin. GNC is poor in lactin. So if you are using GNC, you may have lactin deficiency. Lactin deficiency, you have issue of stress unless you supplement it. And this is the amino acid we are talking about. Amino grow. You can supplement the birds with the amino acid. This is a pure amino acid. It's not vitamin. It's a pure amino acid. You can available. It's at our stand. You can buy it. It's good during this heat you can give to your bird. And look at the diagram. You start giving feed by 4 a.m. 4 a.m. Bring your light. But start feeding during hot weather. Start your feeding by 4 a.m. So let me repeat myself so I understand that one. During stress, you have fatty liver hemorrhagic syndrome. You have mortality with little drop in production. You have high mortality, but your production is still okay. Then you have another one, drop in production. The body becomes so heavy, but no mortality. It means that the liver and the kidney is affected because of that heat. So you have to know this one during heat stress. And that's why sometimes the liver is the key organ in the poultry. That's the key organ. So maintain your hen's capital. That's the capital. high productivity. So here we advise that there are so many products in the market, liver tonic, and here we advise that you shall use other leaf. Other leaf is from Adamo. You can use to maintain the liver during stress, to maintain the liver. It's very umbrella. So I advise you use other leaf oral for the birds to maintain for a long productive cycle. Then we have V-soap for toxic. Somebody talk about toxic binder, mycotoxin here. So we can use this one. We also have from Adamo, but this one is a different mycotoxin because mycotoxin now is like chameleon, like you see, like dropping. It's E. coli, is it Newcastle, is it salmonellosis? It's coming in different form. So this V-soap is 5 in 1. It's 5 in 1. It has a clay, it has liver tonic, it has elemental copper, it has acidifier inside, it has moss. 5 in 1. And this one mainly liver tonic. For those that meet the feed, you can use it in the feed throughout. Hypotovine. If you don't want the liver tonic, we have a hypotovine. You can use it in the feed throughout. 250 grams per ton. Just 250 grams per ton. Then we are also a distributor for Kemen. Kemen is from USA company, but the factory based in Egypt. Everybody knows Mivac. It's Mivac vaccine. We are the main distributor in Nigeria. So we have all the rest of the vaccine is available. You can contact us at our stand. We are able to tell you more about it. We have the 3-in-1, we have the Gomboro, we have the ND plus IB. They are all available to our distributor. So my dear farmer, poultry is not a rocket science. Yes or no? Yes. Let's pay attention to detail. Make notes, keep record, collect information. The birds, like I used to say, the birds talk to us. And the birds, they speak same language all over the world. They speak Hausa, they speak Igbo, they speak French, they speak your languages. So please, let's listen to them. And most of the time, God give us 5 senses. 5 senses. And I used to like to talk on that. 5 senses. You have the eye to see. You have the ear. You have the nose. You have the hand. You have the mouth. Do we use it in the poultry farm? So you find out that most of the owner of the farm in Nigeria, not the foreigners that are coming, we have a Scotian MD. We have a Scotian MD. We have a Scotian manager. We have a Scotian supervisor. We have a Scotian attendant. Most of the owner of the farm, if they go to farm, like what we are developing at Adamo now, we are trying to tell the farmers that, please, anytime the MD, once you go to your farm, don't talk to your worker, greet them. The moment you are entering pain with your staff, you can never make use of the senses you are having, the 5 senses. So you have to move along. As you go around, notice lapses. Don't look for good tea. Always look for abnormalities in the pen and the birds. Then now come and call your manager. What's the problem? As the manager on the farm also, we advise you that don't rush going around the farm. As you enter the pen, look from flock to chicken. Let each bird see you parcel. 50 birds parcel must see them as you go around. And with that, we're able to enhance our poultry production in Nigeria the way we want to be. So thank you all for listening. I remain yours, Dr. Wajeti from Adamo, Nigeria Limited. Thank you for listening.
We can do better. We can do better. Let's give him a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Abraham Adesanya from DKNY Farm. Actually, the question I want to ask is, doctor encouraged us to be using amino acid supplements. Yeah. If possible, if you can get the powder one in the feed. So my question now is, using amino supplement in the feed whereby we are using, no, we have some ones that are powdery that we can add to feed. Now using acidifier and probiotics, won't they have any interaction effects?
Oh, that's a good question. Please, what my brother asked a question that I said that during his phrase, you need to reduce the good protein and supplement with amino acid. But my brother asked, how about if you use acidifier in the feed? Will not help affect it? No. The acidifier will also enhance the absorption of even the supplemental amino acid. Because if you look at it, the amino acid, the absorption of amino, the digestion and absorption of amino acid take place at lower pH. So if you now use an acidifier and the pH of the gut go down, it will even help protein digestion. And that's why you are even using acidifier. Using acidifier is not only for bacteria. Using acidifier also help you for protein digestion. Because protein digestion takes place at the crop and the proventriculus. So that will also help it. So there is no problem with that. It also help it. Yes.
Good afternoon, farmers. Olushayo is my name. My question is, please, how often should the adder leaf be used during its period?
Adder leaf?
How often?
Okay, my brother, first of all, if you want, we have liver tonic of two types. We have the adder leaf, which is oral. We have hypotrophin, which is in the feed. So if you are using the hypotrophin continuously, because it's feed grade, but if you are using the adder leaf, we advise use for 5 days every 2 weeks. During which period? During what weather? Thank you. But if there's any issue around that period, maybe the liver is compromised, you see fat, you can use other leaf to break the fat down and to maintain the liver also. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
This we are the same time, we are facilitator at Animal Care. I don't know which question is asking me.
Okay, actually, I've asked this question before because it's something that is somehow controversial.
Okay.
I've talked about it somewhere and someone came out and say, okay, no, that is not right. And it's not just about the contribution of fat in the feed to prolapse in birds. Okay. The person was trying to say that no, the energy can be as high as anything. It doesn't really relate to prolapse. So I want Professor Wageti to shine more light on that.
Okay.
So that they will hear it from higher authority.
Well, we are both of us are lecturers at Animal Care. He's very good in diagnostic. See, let me say it. When you come to prolapse, hello? When you come to prolapse, number one is body weight. Number one factor for prolapse is body weight. Once the body not attain the body weight, it will lead to prolapse. And 80% of prolapse in poultry is between 48 weeks. 48 weeks. All the products you are having on the farm, it happened between 48 weeks. And if they can give me 2 minutes, I can. Let me tell you, my farmer, when they are raising layers, I've been talking to all those that attend my training. Your layer, by the time they are 12 weeks, they are already mature for laying, if you don't know it today. When they are 12 weeks, they have attained 1 kg, they have attended 95% adult structure, 75% ready for laying. So by 5 weeks, the body, the adult, the bird have developed 50% the bone. So if by 5 weeks, the bird not develop the bone at 5 weeks, they will not lay big egg. So make sure that you have the body weight. You can come to our stand, you can give the guideline for the body weight. We have flyer there, you can get it. So that when you from bumper to bumper, you will not prolapse. So body weight related to body weight, number one. Then as you ask question, the moment you are about past 12 weeks and they don't have the 1 kg, they are prone to have fat. And if you are not giving them high energy at that time, take it or leave it, the bird will have prolapse. Take it or leave it. So you are right. So because after 12 weeks, that's why sometimes by 7 weeks, the bird growing is coming down. It's coming down. That's why you are bringing grow mash with less fiber. Okay, with less fiber, so that they cannot put fat. So now if you are giving high energy at that time, they will have high fat. And so my dear brother, using high energy at that level will increase prolapse. But you know, every farmer, every layer specification, there's energy requirement. There's energy requirement. Once you go above down, it's a problem. And if you have the energy requirement, and maybe the energy requirement is 2005, and the base is on 50% production, and you are giving 150 ground, the base will have fat, they will develop fat, because that calculation is meant to lay egg, and the base not laying egg. So where would the X nutrient go to? It goes to fat formation. Fat formation. So I agree. Too much of energy too much of fat or in the bath can prompt them to prolapse. But there is specification for different baths. Make sure you stay with that specification of the energy of the bath and stay comfortable. That's what I'm saying. So thank you all for listening.
Please, let's put our hands together for you one more time. Thank you so much, Dr. James Babawageti. Please, can we have Agric here quickly on stage so that we can wrap up this part of the NPS 2025. Let's put our hands together for them, please. Let's cheer them.
Great farmers. Great farmers. You know that there is an adage who says that he who laugh last, laugh best. I like the fact that we are going to be the last presenter for this program for this year. And let me appreciate the organizers and the executive of Poultry Association of Nigeria. Thank you so much for giving us this platform. Thank you so much for bringing all the farmers together. You are doing well. Please help me to appreciate them. Help me to appreciate them. I also need to appreciate the farmers too. Our farmers are doing a great job. If there is no farmers, there is no food. Thank you for contributing to the GDP. Thank you for making food available for us in this country. Please celebrate yourself. And let me to celebrate my Oga, Dr. Wageti. Thank you very much, sir. He has done a lot of justice to a lot of things today. Apparently, I can say that some of the things that I would have loved to say, Doctor, you've said everything. But for the sake of, so that it's not going to be like I did not say anything. So I will just say some few things with what my Oga have said so that we can actually have a very good thing to take home this afternoon. And I want you to listen and listen very well. I will try as much as possible not to take your time, but I will just give you some hint. Then we can actually pocket that one while we go further. I want to, okay. I want to tell us this afternoon that Agricare STD Plus is a company that we are so dedicated to research and development. Our objective is not really sales. And one of the major things that we do is to identify problem in the industry, and we will find solution to that problem. In the Nigeria of today, I can tell you that some of the major problems that we have seen in livestock industry, it may not have been documented. My guy is here. I will say it. Agricare STD Plus, we have been able to solve major problems in this industry. Major problems in this industry. We have done that severally, and we are in the business of that. That is what we do in Agricare STD Plus. We are one of the largest importer of poultry vaccines in Nigeria. We don't really do antibiotics. And the reason is because of the information that we are privileged to have and based on our research and development. One of the major problems that we have in the industry now is the excessive use of antibiotics. farmers use a lot of antibiotics now. And we discovered that most of the antibiotics that we are using now is not really solving our problem. First problem. We have few labs in Nigeria. The few labs that we have in Nigeria, they also have their limitations. Because when you take samples to the lab, you will discover that they will tell you that go and use so antibiotics. For example, they can say that, okay, it is sensitive to gentamicin. Then you use gentamicin. You discover that the gentamicin did not solve your problem. I don't know how many people have seen that. So it's not that our labs are not functioning or they are not effective. But the problem is that sometimes this lab may not really have reagents to identify the exact strain of particular disease on your farm. I will give you an example. One of the major problems that we have in the industry today, we have problem with infectious bronchitis. How many people knows that? You see a lot of fluctuation in your egg production. You see small size egg. You see watery eggs. It's a lot of problem in the industry today. And you will discover that you take sample to the lab. The lab can check for H120. If they check for H120 now, but other variant strains of IB, they cannot check it. They don't have the facility to check that. So what it means is that you can actually vaccinate against IB and your birds will still come down with IB. Do you agree with me? Then what will you say? You will say the vaccine is not working. No, it's not the vaccine. It is because they cannot check for other variants of IB. In a similar way, I know so many farmers, they have issues with coccidiosis. Coccidiosis is a topic that cannot be overemphasized in this industry. What is the major problem? Because how many people have used coccidiosis vaccine before? You have used the coccidiosis vaccine before, and it fails. You use it and it fails. How many people? Failed. Do you know why the vaccine is failing? It's because most of the coccidiosis vaccine have in the Nigerian market today can only arrest just 3 strains or 4 strains of the coccidiosis. So if you buy coccidiosis vaccine now and you use it and it fails, sometimes if you don't manage your litters very well and you use the vaccine, they will still come down. Sometimes if your breasts are overcrowded, they can still come down. So, but beyond your management, we are saying that if the vaccine doesn't contain all the strains of coccidiosis, and what the vaccine will do is just to arrest 3 or 4 strains, we still have more than 6 strains that the vaccine is not covering. So they will still come down. And some people will say, I don't want to use coccidiosis vaccine. I want to use drugs. Drugs cannot solve your problem 100%. Because the drug is meant for what? It's meant for treatment. Farmers fail to do the primary thing. We fail in the primary thing. We fail to do the secondary. Then we now migrate to the tertiary. That is where the problem is. It's a major problem in this industry. Because of that, we had interactions with major farms in Nigeria. Look at what are the strains of coccidiosis that we have in Nigeria. And Agricare came up with a solution. A solution as our practices has always been to identify problem and solve the problem. So the solution that we came up with now that you have not seen before in this industry, my Oga is here, my Oga will bear me witness. The solution that we came up is that we came up with a coccidia vaccine and we call it Coccivet R. Everybody say Coccivet R. Coccivet R. what is the unique thing about Coxivet R is that it contains 8 strains of of the Emeria strains. It contains 8 strains of the Emeria strain. There is no vaccine in Nigeria that contains 8 strains of the Emeria strains. I know all the coccidiosis vaccines we have in Nigeria, and all the vaccines that we have in Nigeria, I will not say failed, but most of them has failed us. No need for us to engage in buying what we know will not solve our problem outrightly. Don't waste your money. Farmers, don't do what? Don't waste your money. We are not here to tell you what is not or to preach another heresy. I can give you figures of farms in Nigeria, major farms that we celebrated, that when we mention their name, you will celebrate them because we know that they are at the forefront of poultry industry. This is the vaccine that solved their problems. This is the vaccine that solved their problem because it contains 8 strains of the Emeria. There is one particular vaccine that if we have to separate this vaccine from toxic. Because we need to separate this vaccine from other coccidiosis vaccines that we have in Nigeria. Most of the popular vaccines we know, it can only arrest just 3 strains. And that is why we use, and they will still come down with coccidiosis. Now, we have a product that will arrest 8 strains. We can see it. I think we can see it on the slide. Can we also see it from that side? It will arrest 8 strains of the coccidiosis when we have just 9 strains. If we use this vaccine now, then you can say that how do we want to use it? It is very, very simple to use for farmers. You use it for the first 7 days. As you are receiving your birds, you can either use eye drop or you spray them, but use it before 7 to 10 days, and your birds are free of coccidiosis. Is it not a good news to talk about? Please celebrate AgriCare. Because, you know, one of the major problems with coccidiosis is that when your birds come down with coccidiosis, be rest assured that even after treatment, apart from the fact that you can lose 40 to 50% of your flock, one of the major problems is that there will be immunosuppression. And you know coccidiosis, it is not bacterial origin, it is protozoa origin. So when you are giving antibiotics, it's not going to take care of your coccidiosis. Even when your birds come down, they will tell you that, okay, use daclazuril, this one, use it combined with antibiotics. What the antibiotics will do is that the antibiotics will take care of the secondary bacterial infection. At the time that this coccidiosis has suppressed the immunity, then it means that your birds, is more or less like the coccidiosis will open the mouth of the birds. Then other bacterial infections can now come in. So it's a major problem. So that is why we need to pay attention to the fact that our birds must not come down with coccidiosis. Don't wait to treat. And you will also discover that birds that come down with coccidiosis, they don't really do well. They don't really do well. And you will spend a lot of money on medications because it would have suppressed their immunity. So it's very important. And our birds, it is all about immunity. If the immunity is faulty, then there is a problem. There is a problem. So I want to advise, and I want to tell us as a matter of fact, when you are receiving your birds, take Coxivet R. Ask for Coxivet R. That is the only vaccine that can prevent against coccidiosis in Nigeria as at today. There is no other vaccine. There is no other vaccine. So it is a good news that AgriCare has brought to our table. I can tell you other research that we have done. I know so many people will be talking about respiratory problem, CRD. Is it not a major problem for us? It is a major problem. How many people have used mycoplasma oil and you will say that it is not working. How many people, you have used mycoplasma? How many people are doing mycoplasma oil here? When you receive your birth, you are doing mycoplasma oil against CRD. So we are not doing. It's a lot of problem. We are very, very fouls. Most of us, we are still in 1978. We are still in we are not in 2025. I can tell you. We are doing technical business, and we are addressing technical business as if we are just doing a mere business. No. If you want to be a good farmer and you want to be a major farmer, profiting farmer in this industry, you have to be technical. If you are not technical, it is a problem. You may be thinking that you are getting results, but I can tell you that there will always be room for improvement. You can actually improve if you are not doing that. The truth is that, let me be sincere with you. What they have told us, what we are doing, is that our concentration has always been on excessive use of drugs. The lines of bacteria that we are looking at, salmonellosis, CRDs that we are talking about now, E. coli, which is the foundation, all of this, I can tell you that there is no antibiotics that will treat this bacterial infection. We have professionals in the house. You can say whether it is true or not. People are selling drugs because that is what they want farmers to do. No, it is wrong. It is wrong because we don't pay our attention to the primary, which is the prevention. We have to go to preventive school. Most of us, we don't want to go to preventive school. We don't want to go to biosecurity, but we like to use drugs. And we have used all the drugs, all the manner of drugs. Let me also tell you, if your approach is drug usage, by the time we take our chicks from the breeder line that we have taken our chicks from, they have used a lot of antibiotics already. You will now discover, I don't know how many people have seen that. You will take samples to the lab. They will do sensitivity tests. And they will tell you that your birds are sensitive to a particular drug that you have not used on your farm. How many people have seen it? Let's talk farmer now. And let's talk. Let's interact. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Doctor, am I lying? They take sample to the lab and they will check and they will discover that they will say your birds, they are sensitive to drugs that you have not used on your farm. Is it not what we have seen? So it shows that our approach of excessive drug usage is not really working for us, and it has not really given us a very good result. You cannot be used to antibiotics, but be used to preventive medicine. I think somebody get that. Don't be used to antibiotics, but be used to what? Preventive medicine. If you are not used to preventive medicine, you have not started. You have not started. Now, we have another vaccine. We call it MG Life. Mycoplasma Life Vaccine. I remember that I did a presentation in one of the major states in Nigeria, and I was trying to I did an analysis of what the international farmers will do in Nigeria, what some people will do in Nigeria, and what local farmers will not do. Have we ever thought about why is it that some people outside, the Lebanese, the Indians, and there are maybe some people from Holland, they will come to Nigeria, they will do farm, and they will keep expanding. Then we here, the local farmers, we will not be able to expand. Are we not thinking about that? Something is wrong because their approach is totally different from our approach. They will use the same birds that we are using, they will use the same workers that we are using, but at the end of the day, they will get a better result and we get average results. Nigerian farmers, there is a problem now. Is it because we have not identified the problem? We need to ask, what are they doing and we are not doing? One of the things they are doing is that they pay attention to the use of vaccine. They don't joke with their vaccination program. By the time you look at the vaccination program that most of us will be using here, you see Lasota, Gomboro, Lasota, fowlpox. After fowlpox, maybe you do your the 3-in-1 EDS, or you do NDIB Life, and your 3-in-1 EDS, and that's all. And by the time your birds get to the onset of lay, you start seeing something like salmonellosis. You start seeing something like mycoplasma. It will eat your birds. Is that not what we are experiencing? And at that point, you start buying antibiotics, and it's not going to work. If you take your bet, in Agricare STD Plus, we can actually help you to design a more robust vaccination program. More robust vaccination program. At day one, you give Mycoplasma Life to your bets. Mycoplasma Life, don't rely on Mycoplasma oil alone. You will do the life first. You can do it from the first day to 14 days. You do Mycoplasma Life. Some people can say that, okay, if I do this Mycoplasma Life, is there going to be a vertical transmission or horizontal transmission to other flock? It is safe. There is no issue of whether it will transfer if I use it. There is a question that we used to say, if I introduce one vaccine to my farm, that means I have to be doing it for all the other batches of birds on the farm. No, it is not that way. It is not that way. If you continuously use it on your farm, it is good for you. Very safe. You are making your flock to be very safe. And you are also trying to reduce the pressure of mycoplasma on your farm. But what is important is that this Mycoplasma Live vaccine, you use it at the time you are taking your bets. You can do IO or you spray it. You spray it on your farm. If you spray it on your farm, be rest assured that your bets will not come down with Mycoplasma Live, with Mycoplasma on your farm. That is CRD. This is one of the things that the Lebanese farmers are doing and are buying that is giving them results that we local farmers are not doing. We are not doing it. How many people have done Mycoplasma Life in this hall? How many people? You have done it before, Mycoplasma Life. How many people? None has done it. It's a problem. This one, I'm not talking about whether you have choice. If you want me to tell you the truth, you don't have choice as a farmer. This is what you are supposed to do. Your choice is to take the right option. If you are not taking the right option, you are not where you are supposed to be. You do Mycoplasma Life at the first day. You can use it by eye drop. You can also spray it as you are on board. You spray it or you do it orally. Do it for the first 15 days. Then your birds are safe of any mycoplasma. What we are trying to do, we are giving you an approach that will help you to reduce the excessive use of drugs on the farm to make your birds to be very safe. So that is what we are telling you this afternoon. And I also need to tell you, people have talked about organic acid, organic acid, organic acid. We have, organic acid is something that we are getting to know now. Agricare has been in the business of organic acid for over 20 years. Set the pace for preventive medicine, and other people follow. Because we are against antibiotics, and we are not going to stop. We have seen different organic acid in the market. When my Oga was talking the other time, he was talking about one product, you use this one, and you also use this one. Why can't we combine the product and we make it one? Combine the product and we make it one. If you are talking about organic acid, there are some major acids that you must know that the organic acid that you want to use must contain. We are talking about lactic acid, formic acid. All the organic acid that we have in the market, based on our survey and what we know as a matter of fact, is that they can have 2 organic acid or 1 organic acid. What is the function of the organic acid? It is more or less like you are trying to prevent bacterial infection in a more safer way without the use of antibiotics. When you introduce antibiotics, what antibiotics will do is that it will destroy both pathogenic bacteria and the beneficial bacteria. The beneficial bacteria is what we use, what we need. The best need beneficial bacteria for digestion, for ingestion, for conversion. And when you give antibiotics, it will destroy both pathogenic, the bacteria that you want to destroy, and it will also destroy the beneficial bacteria that your birds also need. What is the unique thing about our own organic acid? The name of our organic acid is Nufobacter. The major unique thing about our own organic acid is that it, apart from the fact that it contains an organic acid, it also contains what we call copper sulfate. There is no organic acid in Nigeria of today that contains organic acid plus copper sulfate. This is the only product that contains the organic acid and copper sulfate. Copper sulfate is an antioxidant, and it will help to reduce the effect of mycotoxins in the liver. My Oga was talking about liver the other time, because most farmers, we don't pay attention to the liver. Egg production is all about liver. Egg production is all about what? It's all about liver. Instead of you using antibiotics, you better switch. Switch to organic acid and also switch to liver therapy. Switch from antibiotics. So this organic acid, apart from what organic acid we do, our Nufobacter, is that we are trying to control the intestinal pH. The intestinal pH, the gut of the bird, it is everything we need. The gut of the bird is everything we need. Now, the gut of the bird now, we are trying to create a medium whereby the bacteria will not thrive. They will not survive at a particular medium, but there will be improvement in the beneficial bacteria at that medium. For example, let me give us a literal example. As human beings, we cannot survive inside water. Fish cannot survive on the land. So we create a medium. So if we don't want fish to survive here, we will create a medium in which fish will not be able to survive. So that is exactly what organic acid will do. So the Nufobacter, we create a medium in the gut for the bird that pathogenic organisms, they will not be able to thrive at that medium. But the beneficial one will be able to thrive at that medium. That is what Nufobacter will do, primarily. Secondarily, in our water line, there is what we call biofilm. It's a major problem. Biofilm is more of fungal and bacterial origin. More of fungal and bacterial origin. So this biofilm, the Nufobacter contains an element we call copper sulfate. This copper sulfate will help to clean the biofilm. We help to clean the biofilm. You know that water is a major source of infection in our poultry line. I think we know that. Water is more dangerous than the feed. If we don't know. As simple as we are not paying for water, but it is more dangerous. Even the one that we are paying for, it is not as dangerous as the one that we are not paying for. People don't pay attention to sanitization of water. This product will help you to improve the beneficial bacteria. We call it beneficial microflora. It will reduce the occurrence or the inhabitation of bacteria, pathogenic bacteria in the GIT. Somebody say one. One. That's the primary function. The secondary function is that it will help you to clean the biofilm, the water line. That is the secondary function. And it will also sanitize your water. By the time you have these three in, what you will see is that your birds, it will improve the immunity of your bird. So you don't need to start buying antibiotics again. Somebody say, I want to stop using antibiotics. I want to stop using antibiotics. It is one fact that we need to tell ourselves, because we have used antibiotics and it has not been able to solve our problem. If you are now saying that I mix my feed, I use feed, I mix my feed, you use concentrate, you mill your feed, it is very, very important because this Nufobacter that we are talking about, we have it in liquid form. And we also have it as an additive. We call it Nufokepi. You will add it to your feed. Once you add that to your feed, be rest assured that your birds are safe. Your birds are safe. For broiler farmers, this product, major broiler farmers in Nigeria, I can tell you, the first 3 biggest broiler farmers in Nigeria, this is the product that they use to start their birds. If you are taking day-old chicks, whether broilers or pullets, you know, we like to say, okay, we are taking pullets, we want to start with antibiotics for 5 days. What we are doing is a practice that when we see a farmer doing it, we are supposed to be beating you because you are doing the wrong thing. If you don't know, you are now knowing. Some people say, if you don't know, as at this morning or this afternoon, you have not done anything bad. Yes, you don't need to start your birds with antibiotics. You know why? Because even the liver is not really developed to absorb the antibiotics. So we start damaging the liver. The liver, at the time you pump the antibiotics, you start damaging the liver from the first day. Because the liver need to process the antibiotics. Need to process it. And you are damaging the liver from the first day. So we are causing a lot of harm. So what we are trying to say is that instead of doing that, start your birds with Nufobacter. Start your birds with Nufobacter. It will reduce the pathogenic bacteria and it will also improve the beneficial bacteria. It is very, very important. Start your birds with Nufobacter. Stop the use of antibiotics. Your monthly medication that you do, monthly, you know, a lot of farmers, I've seen a lot of things though. A lot of farmers we have every month, I have to use antibiotics. It is a wrong practice. Stop doing it. It's not working for you. You are destroying your birds. And you are destroying your birds. Instead of that, use Nufobacter as your monthly medication on your farm. Because this is what will be safe for your birds. This is what your birds need, not antibiotics. It is very, very important. And if you are making your feed, you had Nufokepi to your feed. Time may not permit us to really delve into other products that we have because my time is almost up. But I want to use this medium because we are going to have a seminar in Ogun State. We are going to have seminars in Ogun State. We are going to have in Oyo State too. But this month, on the 25th of this month, we are having a major seminar on the 25th of this month. We said, recent advances in poultry production. We are going to tell you what you have not heard before. We are going to give you simple solutions that you have not seen before. Because time may not permit us to be giving you all the information now. But that we have time to share a lot of information with you. It's going to take place on the 25th of this month in Shagam. Mr. Moses, what's the name of the hall in Shagam? Because I can't see this one there. Okay, on the 25th in Shagam. And we have another one in Abeokuta on the 26th of this month in Abeokuta at Mola Road Event Center. Shagam is Mola Road Event Center by 10 a.m. on the 25th, while Abeokuta will be at Providence Building on the 26th. How many of us are from Abeokuta? Please, if you are from Abeokuta, we need to give you the flyer so that we'll come to, madam, I will talk to you later, we'll come to your place. So if you are in Abeokuta, please raise your hand so that they will be able to give you the flyer, but I want you to write it down. It's going to be on the 26th of this month at Providence Building, right here, by 10 a.m. You have to be there. We will attend to all your questions. And if you are in Shagam, we are going to do it on the 25th of this month in Shagam. Mr. Moses, what is the name of the hall in Shagam? Mola Road Event Center in Shagam. Any of your questions, you can also see our contacts on our brochure. In case you don't have our contact, please check it on our product brochure. We give free technical services. We support all farms in Nigeria. If you need technical support, Agricare will always be there to support you. thank you so much for this opportunity. We really appreciate it.
Let's put our hands together. Let's do that very well for Agricare. Thank you so much. And with this, we've come to the end of the Syndicate sessions, the product presentation, the technical sessions of Nigerian Poultry Show of 2025, a key to sustainable food security and regional trade. I want to congratulate every one of us. Please, a bit of silence. Can we keep quiet a bit and let's just pay attention as we wrap it up? I want to use this medium to appreciate us for our time, to appreciate us for spending all the resources, the energy for the successful hosting and staging of NPS 2025. Before we take our leave, we have a presentation to make to you, presentation of certificates to our sponsors, to some participants who registered for certificates, to our exhibitors, right, before we leave. And I have the privilege of bringing up stage the LOC chairman, Dr. Odunsi. Please put our hands together as Dr. Odunsi comes off stage for the presentation of the certificates. We can do better now. Let's cheer him up. He's been on top of this job for the past how many months? And here we are, the final day. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Great farmer. Great farmer. No farmer. Okay, so please let's just have your time for some few minutes as we're going to round up. Thank you, for all the presentations, and thank you for the participants. I want to thank everybody, who have made the show this year a huge success. And the room that is always available is for us to do better. We appreciate all of you, both the participants. Hello. So I want to appreciate all the exhibitors. When I say the exhibitors, all, from the least to the topmost, we appreciate you for coming. But you see, there are some people that put the icing on the cake and make this show, a huge success. So we need to mention a couple of us. And if the company, the representative is here, please come right forward and collect the certificate so that you can go into your archives. So let me start with the first one is United States Soybean Export Council. Is their representative here? We have partnership, we have platinum, which is 10 million and above. We have diamond, we have gold, then we have others. So the people I'm calling, they must have done minimum of gold sponsorship. So that's why we're calling it. So who is representing U.S. Soybean Export Council? Not here, okay. Next, we have Provider Farm and Equipment Solution. They are not here. Please, anytime they come around, just Agromerit Limited. Let's clap for them. Agromerit is coming. Please, let's clap to appreciate Agromerit. They have been our sponsor 2 years running now. And we hope that you will continue, in subsequent years to come. Thank you for coming. All right, let me clap for him as he goes back. We have Kemin Industry. Is Kemin here? Kemin Industry Nigeria. They have not only added, giving us money, but they have added color even to the show. So help me appreciate Kemin. Thank you for coming. And God bless you. All right. Thank you very much. We hope to see you next year. So next we have Innova CFEC. They are not here. Okay. Next we have Jubilee Animal Health. Is Jubilee here? Just clap for them. The clap will be reaching them where they are. Next, we have a Zongu Shinaga Machinery. Okay. Then we have CF Feed Nigeria Limited. Thank you for clapping. We have CHI Farms. Okay. CHI is here, ably represented by Dr. Jaye Ola. Ton Jaye Emie. Thank you for coming, and thank you for the sponsorship and your continued presence. Thank you. Okay, let's clap for him as he goes. Olam Agri. Olam. Any representative of Onam here? Please come. Okay, it's not here. Okay, Premier Feeds Company Limited is here. Please let me clap for him. They have done well. Thank you. All right. Okay. Amobing Nigeria Limited. They are not here. And New Hope Agri-Tech Nigeria Limited. New Hope is here. We are hopeful that you will continue to be with us. Okay. Thank you for coming. Grand Cereals Limited. Is Grand Cereal here? Just help me clap for them. So let's clap for all the other exhibitors. Let me clap for them because I know that those who have not made the top sponsors, they will surely make it subsequently. And finally, we appreciate you. We are trusting God that next year coming, we'll have a better environment, even to do our syndicates, that will be able to take more people than what we have here. So on behalf of myself and all the committee of Nigerian Poultry Show 2025, I say thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. So at this point, we draw the curtain to NPS 2025. My name is Adeyiga Awomuti.
And my name is Anoluapo Awode. Thank you.
We are glad to have hosted you, and thanks for being great participants. See you 2026 on the Grand Style. November, yes, November 3, 4, and 5, 2026. Thank you so much.